surprise to the downside. So yes, it's a very difficult market to call. It's hard to say exactly where they'll be going, but we do think that they will keep that hawkish rhetoric in place.
Even the news backdrop that we see, the union, the UAW, this makes for bumpiness in the data that the Fed is going to try.
I'm about to start streaming,
You
so.
think
So I'm about to start
the risk
streaming.
is that they need to be more hawkish? This thing?
The risk is that they will be, because the primary asset that the Fed has is their anti-inflationary resolve. They're not going to want to put that at risk. And so we do think it's important to pay attention to that. And in particular, the market's kind of pushed that to the wayside. And so while it's not our baseline expectation for the terminal rate to go up materially higher, it's a big risk, in particular as it relates to how people are positioned.
So they have to talk tough and look tough, even though they're not acting tough, but that can actually be self-fulfilling in the markets. The markets can pay attention to how they're acting, and maybe they don't have to do more. That's very strange, but all markets are psychology anyway.
Yeah, there's a huge psychology to the markets. One of the things, as it relates to the pain trade that we talked about, and this is, again, it's not our base case scenario, but if you start to get anything in the terminal rate that goes up to 6%, we do think that brings things somewhat to a screeching halt because of the psychology of that handle of 6. And that would cause both consumers and corporates to completely reevaluate their willingness to do things.
And you didn't even breathe the word 7 or the word 8, and we had Nick Timrose on, and we don't talk about Volcker anymore because we've decided no, nothing's the same, and then all of a sudden
Good morning,
we're looking
everyone.
at wage price possible spirals, and we don't know we're not going to 7 in 2 years or 3 years, do we?
I don't think you can say that with certainty, and I think your point is very valid. So one of the things we've been focused on is that next year will be anything but average, and all you've seen is both economists and sell-side analysts, reflect back to say probabilities are lower. In fact, we've seen some probabilities that are the long-term average of recession for next year, and for us, it's hard to square that.
Do you think it's more likely than average that we have recession?
Yes.
Stocks aren't cheap.
They are not cheap. I mean, it depends on what lens you're looking at it from. But if you're looking at it versus bond yields, you're actually at the 100th percentile in terms of valuations in the earnings yield gap since 2005. So they're not getting paid a ton to take a tremendous amount of risk right now. That being said, AI could lead to the investment in productivity to really keep things on the upswing. It's in particular as you start to see breadth across the index.
That's something you didn't think you'd be saying a year ago, isn't it?
That is very fair. But one of the things that we have...
I just mean suddenly AI could save us in terms of productivity. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? It couldn't save us in the 70s and 80s. So we really have to think about technology and how that bears on the economy and productivity.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, we're doing a lot of bottoms-up single name analysis. And when we look to allocate in our portfolios, we're very focused on active management and their ability to do that, really differentiate, because you have seen a rising tide lifts all boats. And so we do think like the next couple of quarters, you'll really start to see some of the rhetoric come out of, we're an AI company, and you'll start to see who really is and isn't.
Have you been on Squawk Box before?
I have.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe that's it. No, Goldman Sachs finds that's the reason they're a preeminent firm. They found you at where? Mackey Shields?
At Mackay Shield.
At Mackay Shield.
Yeah, that's where I was before joining. Thank you. It's very kind.
Goldman Sachs, that's why it's such a good firm. Am I allowed to say that, or is it a giant square? It depends on your perspective. But Goldman Sachs is...
For people who follow the markets, people who...
Goldman Sachs. Yeah, but there's others. I want to just single them out. Good to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Make sure, yeah, it is time to go. Watch at 2 o'clock. Watch for the rest. Don't change the channel.
And make sure you join us back here tomorrow.
Yeah. Leave it on overnight.
Walk on the Street begins now.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome to Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla with Jim Cramer, David Faber at Post 9 of the New York Stock Exchange. Fed Day has arrived. Decision at 2 p.m. Eastern, and with it, Some optimism for equity bulls. Futures are green as yields come off of these cycle highs. 10-year 4.34, oil's down. UK CPI runs cool. Roadmap begins with the Fed expected to stand pat on rates today. But what will the chair say about the road ahead?
And speaking of forecast, Bank of America hiking its year-end S&P target to 4,600 and have a P3 target. Also ahead, sources are telling CNBC that Apple and Goldman Sachs had been planning the launch of a stock trading feature for the iPhone. The project was shelved last year. But the market's been south.
Worked on it myself, man.
Worked on it yourself?
No, I'm just going to make up a series of things because that's exactly what it's called.
We'll get to it with Kate Rooney in a minute. Let's begin, though, with the markets ahead of the Fed decision later on today. Jim, are you encouraged at all by some of the action this morning?
Look, I think that if you don't have a rate hike and he talks tough, everyone's okay. So if he talks anything but maybe a little bit longer, but there's a sense that the don't worry, be happy S&P 500 target piece by Bank of America, which made me feel so great. This was like, Dave, this is like a gummy. You know what gummy is?
A gummy?
Yeah, gummy.
Yeah, I do.
decided I was not going to go with the NFL reference.
I mean, you could do endorphin drip, something like that.
Okay, endorphin drip. All right. I don't know what these are, but you know.
Yeah, Savita has a way of making you feel like everything's going to be okay.
Well, I just read this and I said, well, you know, this is kind of. It's not like Tylenol extra strength. It's better than that.
Yeah.
She goes from 4,300 to 4,600. Basically, she says you want the SPW, you want the equal weight, because that's where sentiment has been.
Going on? Hey, good morning, Ronnie.
Does everyone hates stocks? I mean, I've been with probably
Good
I don't know,
morning.
10 CEOs, and man, am I tired. 10 CEOs in the last week, and all of them said the same thing. What's wrong with the market? I really kind
Yeah, NQ took off. I'm looking for a retracement, possibly down
now she was
to 15,355 area for a long. So right now it's just waiting. I don't want to chase. I'm looking at nat gas. I'm currently long nat gas for a gap fill.
You got a remarkable situation. Really, wages go up for a couple hundred thousand
You
people.
see the Grega piece today on the productivity of the factory workers, manufacturing, and how it has not been particularly good in the United States
No, it
versus
isn't.
so many other countries.
Yes,
And I thought it was an interesting addition to the debate here as obviously the back and forth continues over higher
Not to
wages.
mention,
that 32-hour work week was.
not to mention Ratner, who knows the car business
sure,
well, in the
then.
Times, saying UAW is overplaying their hand.
See, now that's the first guy who said it, and I think they're really overplaying their hand because there are options. You know, there are options. These companies are not pitiful, helpless giants.
No, you've made the point that there are many options. That
Yes.
Over time, you could see more manufacturing to Mexico. That's
Right.
basically what you've been saying.
Well, I mean, look, I was part of a strike unit that came into a textile company in 1977, 78, and we had them on the run. I mean, I was absolutely sure we had a giant increase. And then one day they said, you know what, you guys win, but we're closing the factory. Whoa! Don't
That's an
rule that out.
That's an interesting point again.
Don't
Carl
rule
said
that
Ratner was the car czar.
Yeah. I mean,
Overseeing the restructuring of GM and the
Come
old
on,
Chrysler,
Nasdaq.
helping to when
Come
the
on,
United States, by
NQ.
the way, became the largest single shareholder of both.
Quick look at
Or it could be a pincer move. People get
Tesla.
so vain, it goes further, and then you find
Tesla
out
looks
how much
good.
the rank and file really like it.
Nvidia
And
looks
then
like
you
it
say,
wants
you know what,
higher.
we've got a fabulous
AMD,
plant in Puebla. It's going to take us
Meta.
2 years, but we're going because they saw David Faber's piece about Musk
Netflix,
and recognized that, as Larry Ellison said, we have no people, which
Microsoft.
is
Yeah, Nasdaq is looking
I'm
good for
changing my
today.
whole attitude when I was listening to Larry Ellison. Yeah.
Mind you, we do have the Fed minutes at we have Fed minutes at 2 p.m.
Barbara's going to call in.
Barbara loves the stock market, and I love Barbara. I got to meet Barbara once.
She used to be a fan of the old Squawk Box.
Yes, she
I
did.
used to be in touch with Joe.
She's a brilliant person. She trades real estate. There isn't anything that person couldn't do. She's not Norwegian.
No, she's from Brooklyn.
Thank you.
We don't use robotics much in our factories either.
No.
As, again, I'm referring now to a journal piece today that I just
No,
thought
it's
was
good.
interesting.
People make mistakes.
Somehow,
But I think the more we talk about the strike.
by the way, Tesla uses more robotics, in fact.
Well, no kidding. When I was looking at
It
the
was
background, the stunning background of your interview, maybe we have a screenshot of it. I didn't see any humans.
There were, and there are, yes.
What
But
do they do?
they make sure everything's
Well,
working properly.
well,
There are plenty of workers at a typical test. By the way, though, their most productive plant is in Shanghai. Right, that produces more autos
They
than
just
any
crossed the 2 million
But,
mark.
any other of their big three. Well, Berlin now.
Well, I mean, but you look at I went to the Bronco line. I went to the one that they struck. Bronco's incredibly popular. Everyone that came off is already spoken for. So it's not like they're going after some line that's, waste of time. It's not like what Disney did when they cut out those stations that nobody cared about. I'm just saying that it was not an idle strike. And people think, oh, it's not the F-150. Well, the Bronco is an impossible to get vehicle. So they are hitting. And if they spread it, then at a certain point, I think Jim Farley says, you know what? My grandfather worked on the line. I'm a Ford guy. You people are not Ford people. You're not. You're some sort of agency that's come over and taken over this unit and do not represent our people. And then they put a jump. And then
Hey, what's up,
I am
buddy?
the myth. What is up, buddy?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Did you what is it? Did you peep my stream? Did you see are you it's PJ Day at Tradecast, right?
It's what day?
It's PJ Day. All the traders know that. It's pajama day at Tradecast.
No, I didn't know it was pajamas.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, apparently
Yep.
I'm the only one that got the memo. None of the other traders do that too.
You're playing. Hold on. Let me see. I'm about to pull up your stream right now.
Take a look. Take a look. Pajama Day over here at Tradecast.com.
Oh, my guy got the hoodie.
You already know.
Oh,
This is my confidence in the market today.
bruh, you looking like you straight out the 70s, bruh.
You already know, bro. So we are. That's the game plan today. This how I think it's gonna be a nice, chilled, laid back day.
Yeah.
Cozy. Nothing too crazy. You know, certain that is good. So what's up, though, bro?
Chilling, man, chilling. Just looking to see, what can be snagged. You already know I'm already coming into the day profit from yesterday playing the bounce on natural gas.
Yeah.
So yesterday when I got on, I saw that natural gas had gapped down and it sold off, and I was like, oh, this is great. So I took a quick long, it popped, and then I wasn't liking that it was rejecting under the EMA, so I locked profits in, and then it did a decent pullback, but then it just kept on going. So I just re-entered it again this morning. So I'm looking for this thing to head all the way to the gap up, which the gap fill is going to be 2.834. So yeah, so I'm looking for that. I'm currently in one contract. I'm leaving room to add another 7. so we trying to put some lights out today. But other than that, I mean, NASDAQ, I had been watching NASDAQ. I did take a long last night on NASDAQ as well, but I ended up getting out for like a $50 loss. I just wasn't liking the action. It ended up pulling back, going slightly below support level, which is 15,355. So since then, it pulled below it, but then it reclaimed it just before the London session opened. So just like an hour before the London session opened, it reclaimed it, created a higher low, and it's just been onward and upwards. So if we get a push right out the gate, we may retest maybe 15 for 460 or 470. before pulling back, and then after that, like I'm pretty much gonna sideline the indices until the Fed rates, right? I'm hoping during the Fed rates, like we get a raid, possibly maybe down to 15,300 area, and then we just rally up. So I'm ready for that. So I'm gonna end up being on until the Fed minutes comes out.
Buddy.
But yeah, so that's the
There you go.
analysis. But Nasdaq is looking good. I went over Tesla, I went over Nvidia, AMD, all the major tech companies. Like they're all looking pretty strong this morning. So I highly see that we could get a nice pop right out the gate.
Yeah, what is it? I'm with you there. I think we're definitely gonna get some sort of pop, and then I don't know exactly towards, I would say around 11, 12 lunchtime. I think it'll slow down just a little bit. We might get like that natural pullback, a little bit of consolidation into the Fed rate meetings, which would be a little bit more crazy, I guess you'd say.
Yep.
So mainly, yeah, I mean, I'm with you there on NQ and S&P. I think we are going to get that pop off the rip. NQ is actually on a nice little uptrend right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gains and so that YM as well. We're all getting there.
Yeah,
buddy, love to see it. Yeah, and I seen a couple traders. Doc Sav was in here. He was also trading gold as well. What is that? And the GC.
Yeah, GC. Yeah, GC is really good. It was slightly like overnight. The max it was down. I think it was down like 3 or 5 points overnight. It's right now it's slightly in profits. If the market ends up ripping to the upside, I do see gold heading higher as well. So initially, I think that gold, like usually whenever the Fed rates comes out, we end up having like a little drop on gold and then a rally. So if anything, I think gold could potentially drop down to like 1946, 1945, and then just shoot back up over 1955. But again, this is going to be contingent upon, are the feds hawkish or are they dovish, right? So dovish meaning that they're going to be looking to potentially cut rates. Hawkish meaning they're going to continue to raise rates, and finally investors are like, oh damn, there's a high probability that if they do cut rates, it's going to be in June of 2024, which was right in line with what I was saying months ago before everyone found out that they were going to hike rates a minimum of another 2 times before the end of the year. And, based on the geopolitical stuff and based on the amount of money that's being printed, it's only logical that if in fact that they were going to cut rates, it would have to be sometime mid 2024. So that means this rate, like honestly, they're going to raise rates again. And then just before the end of the year, they're going to raise rates one more time. Or if they pause at the end of the year and then they raise rates the beginning of 2024, and then maybe June of 2024, they might pause, right? But yeah, so I mean, either way, it's really good to keep an eye for the day that they do say that they're going to start cutting rates, because once they say that they're going to start cutting rates, we can literally expect a 18 to 20 something plus percentage drop in the market.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to say, so when they come out today, and let's say they come out and they're going, hey, so we're going to do another 0.25 base point, interest rate. We're going to increase it. And, everyone is either going to react how I feel like one of two ways. It's either going to be a slaughter fest where it's like, bro, another interest, you know what I mean? People are just going to be like, yo, what is going on? And not everyone sees forecast the future, because if JP's like, in his head, he's going to be like, oh, well, we're just going to take it data by data, quarter by quarter, whatever it is. And, you know what I mean? Because, he's not trying to affect too much. He's not going to go too crazy. He can't, I don't know, unless he blatantly has it planned out that June is, around the time. This summer will be like, oh, next summer we are going to be cutting back interest rates. Like, that would counteract each other almost. And I don't know if the market would really move too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's not that like he's gonna flat out say like he's not gonna come out and flat out say like, oh, next
Right.
June or whatever. So how investors are coming up with June of next year is based off of the economic data, right? Non-farm CPI, the amount of money that's being printed, the amount of money that's going in or out of circulation into the markets. So those are all things that are going to determine, okay, potentially where, when, could we, calculate that the Feds might start cutting rates. So given those information, and which is something that most traders don't really track or keep up with, the data has been very, very positive to where there's no reason for them to pause, right? Is okay. Last Fed rate, they hiked it by 25, right? Market was anticipating a 25 basis points. So as long as they gradually increase it 25 basis points, 25 basis points, the market's gonna rally. Like the market might do a little retracement, but it's gonna end up rallying. As long as he doesn't shock the market by doing a 50 or a 75 basis point hike, we're gonna see a nice rip, right? But then after that, it comes down to the language. What is he saying and what is he not saying? Like you could have like there are a ton of people literally hanging by every word that he says and trying to interpret, well, okay, well, he didn't say this time, he said this last time, so this could mean this, right? So there's going to be a lot of that, and it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts. I do think that initially we'll see a drop and then a spike, and then after that we may either continue higher or we may drop back down based on on the language that he uses.
Yeah. No, because that's exactly it. People overanalyze everything he says. He could literally cough and people are like, it's dropping. It's dropping. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter. It's almost like how people also, when he walks out, dude, the market will get a slight pop and then it might from there it'll get like it's I don't know, man. It feels as if it's some sort of gamble on JP, right? So everything he says now, if he says something very dramatic, like you said, if he comes out, okay, we're doing a 0.75 basis point, like whoa, that's insane. It's like what's going on now? You know what I mean? Compared to the normal 0.25, the next 2 rate hikes or whatnot, and then like you said, it's coming off, and we're finally gonna start to come to a close of this whole situation that's been going on since since the beginning of it's been a while, man. It's been a very long time actually. Yeah, so hopefully we do come to a close very soon. Because hey, I don't really get. I'm printing on both sides. All right, we're both printing on both sides.
Yeah,
so,
it doesn't matter long or short. Like the printing's happening, so it's right. It would be nice just to see like some really nice follow through and a nice consistent trend. You know what I mean? And I honestly I just want a lot of this nonsense to be done with. But at the end of the day, because I anticipate interest rates being closer to 10-11%, we still got ways to go to reach that, to really combat this whole inflation. And and I try not to be the doom and gloom and stuff like that, but there's the simple fact that something that they're not going to talk about or mention, just like when was it in 2022, like when we got into the recession. It took months for them to actually start mentioning, oh yeah, we're in a soft recession, It's like, no, we've been, right? So one thing that most analysts are not going to mention or say is that we have a high probability of potentially going into a hyperinflation, right? And that should scare the hell out of people, because if they look at what hyperinflation did throughout history, like everything just becomes more expensive and people are not making money. So you're going to see a lot more homeless people. A lot more people are going to lose, houses, everything. And there is so much debt out there that can potentially be defaulted on, which would, again, impact the economy in a very negative way. So the fact that we could head into a hyperinflation, that's the one thing that I'm really eyeing and keeping an eye on, because if that happens, bro, I mean, whew,
It's rats.
Yeah, it's a wrap. And you know, I mean, and like, it's super expensive right now to borrow money from the banks to do whatever. And you know, a lot of people didn't think that rates would go this high, and people keep thinking like, oh, it's not going to go any higher. Well, it's like every time you think it's not going to go any higher, guess what? It goes higher.
Yep. It's like buying puts. The market just keeps pumping.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, okay, buddy, this has to be it. This has to be it. Then it's
Yeah.
not it ever. It just keeps going. No, I definitely agree. And the main thing is too about that is I think due to how much money so many of these big corp businesses are making right now, will it ever truly go back down? You ever think
No.
about that? Like that's
No.
what I'm thinking. Like they are beyond banking right now. And why would they stop when they
Yeah.
have to? You know what I mean? It's almost like, Monopoly, one company runs on the entire system, so they pick the price. Well, imagine, what is that? There's an actual term for that, an oligopoly or something like that, where multiple businesses will team up, aka like the oil industry.
Yeah.
Right now, this is in everything like that with OPEC and all the entire situation going down there. But imagine that with everything, for your
Yep.
gallon of milk, for
Yep.
your pack of chicken, for
Yep.
everything, bro. If they just continue to raise these prices, they're banking so much, it's never gonna go back down.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, like people keep thinking that rent is gonna go back down or whatever. In order for rent to go back down, like there have to be like a major turn in the market to where, you know, landlords and these companies, but a lot of these companies, like, they keep the prices high, and it's not in their interest to bring the price lower, right?
Yeah.
Because even if they have units that are vacant, well, they get a tax deduction for every unit that they have vacant, and they're still net profiting. Ooh, damn. Okay, not gas. So it's stuff like that. Like, yeah, like it's not gonna go down, man. Milk hasn't gotten cheaper over the years. Gas hasn't gotten cheaper over the years, bro. I mean, bro, like I remember when candies used to be like 5 cents, 10 cents. Them things are $1 and change. You cannot buy an almond joy for 15 cents. That thing is $1 and change.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like that ain't never gonna go up, that back down. From wherever it currently is, it's just gonna continue going higher and higher, which means people have to make more money.
Yep.
And if they don't, and if they can't, they're out on the streets.
Yeah, you ain't getting that almond joy. That's for sure. That's
That used
That's
to,
good. That's
yeah, that used to be my favorite candy back in the day.
Really, almond joys, dude. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, they're top 10. Them, honestly, bro. We're not even gonna go. I'm sorry, man. I'm starting to think about candy, bro. I'm trying to lay off it. Anyways, no, bro. But you're right. You're right. Honestly, when it comes down to it, it's like saying, like, yeah, like you said, the almond joy is now $1. Okay, that's a really good way to put it, because I just don't see any way of it ever coming back down to the low. And if it is gonna get a small pullback, it'll be like maybe a couple, like gas might get a 30-cent drop for a little while.
Maybe.
And then, and then it might start to slowly rise back up. And then people are like, okay, well, it becomes the new normal. You know what I mean? And then people just get used to it. People just get used to $4 gas. Like right now, I see $4 gallon, I'm just like, okay, whatever, bro. I'm like, I need gas. Like, I'm on E. It's like, no, man. It's, you know what I mean? It's like, gotta stick something in it. So, or, so once it starts hitting like 7, 8, it would be a little bit more crazy, but that's just how it is, I feel like. But when it comes down to the interest rate hike, if we ever do get back down to the 2% gold, obviously over time, it's gonna, I feel like dramatically hopefully affect some part of the market. I think the interest rate, not just the interest rate, excuse me, the inflation rate is what I mean. If we get back down to the 2% gold, I just think that that's going to slow down the inevitable of just prices getting too crazy. We're going to lead into, maybe another, not even recession, but almost a depression. You know what I mean? Like, 4 quarters back to back with, negative earnings or whatnot coming into play with these big names, aka, corporate companies.
Yeah.
That they're not going to be because imagine their suppliers not raising their prices too. You know what I mean? And then those suppliers that can't get the materials to build the things, and now everything's just in that trailing, just catastrophe, man. Oh man, think about the downfall. I'm about to short it all. I'm about to Michael Burry this entire thing. Right? Might as well make money when it's going down, baby. All right, compounding's gonna crash. Trade caster, let's all get rich. Don't get rich off. So,
Facts.
yep. So that's where we're at. But no, I'm glad glad we're on the same page. What's up? What's up, TT Light? Those Trader saying Twix almond joy Reese's. Oh, dude, Reese's, bro. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm about to order some. About to put a cold flavor in the Reese's. Yeah, I don't know. Well, some better news. I'm not rocking a Ghost today. I'm rocking a Celsius. Rocking a Celsius. So we're on that fit energy. You drink energy drinks, Caesar?
No, I don't do energy drinks. Water, coconut water, and mineral water.
Okay, well he got that natural energy. He got the good stuff.
Yeah, none of that, man. Just working out, healthy eating. Yeah, I don't like energy drinks. Like 'cause some of them, like, they just make you feel like the jittery. I mean, I don't mind like when I do like pre-workouts and stuff like that, but on the regulars, like, I just try to have it like natural things, like natural remedies, teas and stuff like of that sort to, you know, help boost your energy versus taking the energy drinks. Yeah.
No, I agree. Yep, definitely. During the wrestling season, when I wrestled and still heavily involved with it or whatnot, dude, I'll eat like 7 oranges before practice, or like anything like that. I would eat like 7 to 8 oranges, down a banana in the morning all day. Be like, yeah, buddy,
buddy,
running off that. Yeah, dude. I just feel like from the natural, for me anyways, with the natural sugars and everything, I just get like the most when I eat in the morning, and then I have the energy in the afternoon. So like when I eat at night, and then I have the energy in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these days, honestly, it's you know what, dude. I'm a throw down. Bulk up. That's my game plan. I call it 30 bulk, and really I just like eating. So yeah, buddy.
All right, we got less than 2 minutes left to go for the open. Let's see. So I just added another contract to my natural gas long at 2.710. I'm still looking for this pop, so I definitely am waiting and seeing for it. I think it's gonna end up playing out. It's still respecting the 200 EMA. So once it starts moving and it gets back over 2.76, I'll add again and try to take everything out prior to the gap fill.
There you go.
Nasdaq, let's see, but let's look at the Nasdaq slightly little retracement. We'll see.
Yeah, NQ, a little bit of retracement going back below the 50. On the 1 minute, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna keep an eye on natural gas. I played it last night, honestly, when you were talking about it, when you sent me a shout about it, and it moves pretty well. I'm not even gonna lie, natural gas does move pretty well. So maybe we'll take probably like one contract on the prop for it. Probably like nothing too crazy. Go light today. That's my game plan, anyways. I'm gonna be going light for most of my fills and everything.
Yeah,
Just
same here. Well, light within reason. I will be risking some of the overnight profits for trades, but I know, and I've seen this time and time again, nat gas is gonna end up playing out. So that's just gonna add to it. And I'm like, when it comes to NQ, I'm probably gonna be light on that one today. NQ and ES, if I do trade them, it's gonna be very light.
Yeah, buddy. I agree. There we go. Market open, baby.
Let's go.
See what we got going. So I'm in no position as of right now. Oh my dude. Oh, Dart Trader is printing, bro. Dart Trader's done anything short on NQ, playing out well. Dart Trader, you just printed off that drop, brother.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, dude. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Love to see it. So yeah, I got GC pulled up too, where I know a couple traders docs that had that open as well. I'm watching it here. Hasn't moved yet. I'm on the 4 hour. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. 355 bones there. Good stuff, Dart Trader. I love to hear it, man. You're printing, bro, and you're still printing. Oh my goodness, dude.
Come on.
So here comes NQ to the downside, bro. Oh man, baby.
Ooh,
oh, it's so good
ES.
looking.
What a slide.
Yeah, bro. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, that's so tempting.
Come on. Oh, let's go. Yo, I swear CNBC is always late with the freaking bell, bro. All right.
Actually,
Let's go. Come on, NQ.
NQ is printing right now, bro. Okay, hold on, bro. I might have to get my hands on this, bro. I feel like I'm chasing like a mofo, but it's okay.
Hey, something better than nothing. I mean, you could always do it with the micros if you're gonna
Oh
chase.
yeah, that is true. All right,
Mhm.
all right. I'm gonna give it. I need a little bit of a pullback first. I see the S&P ripping like that to the downside. I need a little bit of a pullback first before I jump in. Yeah, buddy. Short now is 100 up 200. Yeah, buddy. You guys are printing on this, bro. That's awesome, man.
Come on.
There it goes again. There was the pullback coming into play. Now it's coming back down again. Third time's a charm. Probably I would take it with one
You
contract.
goodness. Stop playing with me. Wow. HE not doing nothing.
Gold getting a little bit of a pop there. There we go. Okay, now we're starting to get that pullback. Okay. I gotta wait. I'm being patient today. There we go. Gold starting to rip. Oh, hold up. Backslash TC. Hold up. I gotta add this here.
Okay, I'm in a long on NQ. I had a buy limit at the 50 EMA on the 30-minute time frame, which is filled.
There you go. I'm on one long on gold here. I just want to see if it's gonna hold above the trend line that I placed out on the on the 4-hour time frame. If it can hold that out, it would probably get a little bit. That's right. If not,
Come on. Gold's pushing.
yeah, that nice big pop. Here we go. Here we go, gold. Let's see it, baby.
Oh, NQ. What a pull.
Printed on gold. I was long. Yeah, buddy. Good stuff, Doc Staff. Yeah. What's up, Torn Trader? Buy prop saying patience. Yeah, I know. Patience pays. Patience does pay. I know. I'm learning, baby. We're getting it. So my stop loss on this one's probably gonna be semi-tighter. I'm gonna probably do 55.20, guys. 55.20 on gold. Just that last high. Because I can see this thing popping back up and breaking it as it's breaking out. If you guys are wondering what my trend line is in the first place, it's right here. It broke it to the top side. On the 4-hour, it touched 1, 2, and that would technically have been like what? Just something there. That would have been the perfect trend line right there. Let's take a look at it. See if that would have done it differently.
Come on.
I would have. Nah, I see. That's why you have to have the perfect trend line, ladies and gentlemen. See how it just barely touched it? We're gonna see though. We're gonna see if gold can pick up the heat, guys. I got a Hot Wheels Band-Aid on my finger as well, man. Maybe that'll help out, speed it up, get a speedy recovery. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to get the breakout, the pop to the top side. There you guys go. So we'll let that one play out for a little bit of a while.
Come on.
Your NQ long, are you printing on?
Yeah, I'm printing. I'm up in profits. I just moved my stop loss to break even on NQ.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Man. Killing it. What's up? So we're back on the road. No trades for me. Hey, enjoy it. Enjoy the road trip. So we're back. Morning, kids.
Come on.
Oh man. So enjoy the road trip, man. Hopefully you're back before the 2 p.m. meeting.
Oof.
Or I know a lot of traders that don't even trade.
Facts.
Yeah, they just don't want anything to do with it. And it's smart though. It's very inconsistent. It's that's the word. Very inconsistent. Very,
Mm-hmm.
15383 entry. Okay. Yeah, can't forget about the YouTube guys over there. It's good, my boys over there on YouTube. What's up, what is it, Emo Trader and Zach Cash? Hope you guys are murdering it, buddy. Woo! Zach saying, why so early? Well, because Caesar's an early bird, man. He don't mess around.
Yeah, it's like your boy was on at 8. Well, actually, I was on at I got on at 4 in the morning, and then I stayed on until like 5:30, and then I went back to bed, and then got up again at 8. So yeah, I be on it early, man. You can't be missing.
I swear you don't sleep, bro. You literally texted me. I just got back. I went and got like a little drink for the girl or something, man, and she sends me a text. He's like, right now, long end. I'm like, dude, this guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Last
"What
night.
we doing, bro?" I'm like, there's no way. Dude.
Like
Like,
this
that's
man don't
crazy.
sleep.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this guy, he got it. He got it going. He knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddies. That's what you gotta do sometimes, though, 'cause those are when the best move happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's nighttime, bro, or for us, nighttime. For other people, they're normal
Daytime or
trading hours.
morning. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah. Asia sometimes provides some really good opportunities.
yeah, yep. And that would be our 9 p.m. correct, or our like 9
Yeah.
to 10 or whatever. Because,
Mhm.
yeah.
Correct.
So. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, nice flip on ES. Beautiful bounce off of 44.98. But NQ, NG is still the one that has my attention, man. It's like, girl, like stop playing with me. Just do your move, man. It's like,
All right.
you got time for this.
Yeah.
Uh,
A little bit of a double bottom.
yeah. Okay. And seeing how NQ did a nice bounce, but and that only would have been quick 20 points. So I could have rocked with that.
Yeah, we're chilling right now. I'm still not gold long. I'm not up anything. I'm up like really $10 only. I took one long because I didn't know how gold moved. I didn't know if it was per I guess
point.
per tick would be $10, right?
No, per tick if you do the actual gold contract, because there is a micro gold, but if you're trading the actual mini of gold, every 1 tick movement is $10. Every 1 point movement is $100. So if you catch,
okay.
so if you catch it from 19, where is it at right now? Oh, it's pushing. So yeah, so if you catch it from 1955 to 1957, that's a 2 point movement. So that's $200 on one contract.
Really? Oh, I might be trading. Oh, no way, dude. Because right now it's sitting at. I think I traded the wrong. I don't think. Wait a minute. This isn't even.
Is
Wait a
it
minute,
MGC?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. We're gonna see. GCU3. Oh no! I should be trading GCZ3.
You're trading what?
I'm trading GCU3, not GCZ3. trading
So
new
low
contracts.
volume. So you're trading GCV23.
No, GCU3.
Oh, you shouldn't. Yeah, that expired 20 days ago. So that's probably why it's not really moving. You're gonna want to switch it to GCZ23, which is the current contract. Right now, that's trading at 1957.4. It has 63,000 and counting in volume so far. So that's the one. That's the one you want to be on. AMD.
Right. All right. Can I switch contracts over? Or do I sell?
Yeah, you can just close. You have to close out the position for however loss or win. Close off the position and then just delete that from your portal, and then
Right,
just add
GCZ23.
and then just add GCZ23.
Okay. And then we're just going to. Do I have faith that this is gonna be it? Let's see. Let's see how much more dollars. Oh yeah, I think I like this one. There we go. Yeah, I completely forgot. For some reason, Tradeovate loads up the U3s.
Yeah,
That's
they
the old
don't.
contract, Yeah.
Yeah, Tradeovate. The thing that sucks about Tradeovate is you have to manually change the contracts. Like they don't automatically do it for you like TD does. Like TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, it automatically shifts the account for you.
Right. Yep.
The
Yeah, that's good
contracts, I
though.
mean.
That's good. That's the thing. That is, I don't know if I like. The only thing I didn't like about Thinkorswim was that I feel like it was maybe I think it was my internet at the time, but it just so slow to get filled. You know what I mean?
That's probably
I don't know.
because so what happens is when you first become a client of TD, before you when you execute an order, whether buy or sell, they look within house before sending it out to the market. So you have to actually contact them and tell them, I want my orders to go directly to the market.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. I didn't know that at all. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, some more too.
uh-huh.
There we go, dude. Yeah, bro. Because yeah, I used to trade. What is it? I used to trade contracts with them, like like the options. And when I was trading options, I mean, they were good. They weren't terrible. But if I was trading SPX, oh my goodness, dude, it was atrocious trying to get filled in and out. It was so bad. So I just decided to switch over. I switched over to Interactive Brokers, which is pretty good as well. I've never had an issue with them.
Yeah,
And then yeah, I like the charting though. Like no, I don't think any broker, as of I can tell right now, can compare. Besides obviously a TradingView, which isn't bad. Other than them, and yeah, so it's like I just like their charts the best.
yeah. I mean, Thinkorswim, I love the charts, the charting. They just get disrespectful with the margin, bro. Like, I'm executing trades on Trade08 because on Trade08, for me to trade a mini or a mini Nasdaq or ES or Dow Jones, it's only $500 during the trading hours. Whereas on TD, right now to trade one contract of the mini Nasdaq is $22,000, $178. So it's like,
Damn.
why spend 22K to make the same money when I can spend 5 or even 1K and make the same money? You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I like Trade08 over. I mean, and honestly, Trade08's charting is not bad, bro. Like I rock with this. Like and the mobile app, bro. The mobile app is legit.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, the mobile app is legit. The whatchamacallit, the web version, like I'm trading off the web version, so that saves me space on my computers from having to download a program.
Right.
Yeah, I rock with them, man.
Buddy, yeah, dude, that is pretty kick ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, man. Yeah. So that's okay. So that's good to know. Yeah, because I was thinking about doing it, and then what is it? I've used their platform before, their mobile brokers once, only to check out the chart stuff, not to ever place a trade.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. So, but I'm in this gold long, bro. And it's going crazy. Oh,
printing. Ooh,
oh, whoa, baby.
Gold said, I'm out of here.
Oh my gosh, man! Over that 4 hour, guys. That's exactly what happened, man. Oh my goodness, dude. I might load up. I don't know about these days, bro. This will get loaded up extended, but I might have to load it up on the personal. GCZ3. There's GCZ3. Maybe a couple bucks today. Maybe I grab some Chipotle, bro.
Oh snap! Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. We love to hear it. Yeah, man. So, chilling out. Starts to break it up.
NG, can I get this right, bro? Like, stop playing with me, man.
Oh my, bro. Oh my gold right now, bro. It is going insane to the top side.
Oil pushing too?
Are they?
Oh, bro. Yo, I missed the beautiful long on oil. Oil was down a point and 33 cents this morning, and oil is also pushing. Yo, come on. So where's Nat Gas at, man? Come on, Nat. Show yourself. Don't play with me.
Let's see it. Let me see. Let me check that out. Oh, you said oil?
Yeah, oil's pushing. Right now, oil is 30 cents away from being positive on the day. But, yo, oil pushing, Nat Gas should be pushing shortly. I mean, Nat Gas is catching a bid. Where Nat Gas is right now, I mean, it has a nice, I would say it's the equivalent of ES moving 30 points from where it's at right now. So the full gap fill on Nat Gas is 2.834. Right now it's at 2.721. I added at 2.710, so I'm in profits, and I'm looking for this thing to just like, yo, give me this spike, bro. Like,
yeah, right.
Give me the spike, and then that gas might be the last trade I take for the day, cause.
Yeah, bro, this is going. I mean, I'm just riding gold, man, and I'm thinking about. What do you say? What's the ticker for gas there?
Natural gas. It's a GC. But make sure you're trading. So when you look it up on Trade08, it's going to be GCV3.
Okay, on Thinkorswim, is it just GC?
No, on Thinkorswim it's /NG.
NG. Okay. Oh, net. Oh, yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I got.
net gap.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I got that to my right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it is. Yup. It's making that bounce back. So what you're saying, it's gonna come back and gonna start to pay out. It's gonna spike here.
Yeah, you see the gap? Yeah, like that gap at
Yeah.
283, like man, they testing, so come on, like I just want to see this thing get over 2736. If they
Right.
can get above 2736 or 2745, yeah, it's rap city.
Buddy. Yeah, I've just been grinding. I wanna see what's up. I'm gonna, I think it's a good play. I might lock in my profits as it has that little top wick. Just lock my profits up, secured 421 on that. So I will take a one. All right, yeah, buddy. Woo! Get a little hype in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So trade, what is it? Doc saying he trades Brent crude oil on Forex, Great British Oil.
Yeah.
Oh, Great British Oil. Okay.
Yeah, so that's burnt oil. Anyone that trades CL, so CL is WS Texas Oil, so that's what they pull out of the ground. Burnt oil is when they refine it and they burn it to for energy. So burnt oil is the last process.
Oh, there you go. There's money all around, is what you're saying. Huh?
Yeah, pretty much, bro. I mean, you can't. I mean,
Straight everything.
yeah. It's. I mean, you got copper. We have silver. We have platinum. There's other couple rare metals that we can trade, bro. Like, yeah, it's.
That is literally crazy. You can quite literally. That's why I mean, this is some like, I don't indulge in the greens or anything. Some like high thoughts, right? It's like literally you can trade anything, bro. You can trade the things that make our computer, bro. You know what I mean? The copper wire down to the any type of the silver, the old quarters, man, the silver, man, that they used to have, the gold in the days, but you can literally trade anything out there, anything in the world.
Yep.
That's insane.
The only thing that's left to trade is just I mean, let me not even say that because that just might trigger some people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so like, let me not.
Well, hopefully never.
All right, so nat gas is catching the bid. Or over. I need to see this get over this 736, bro. Come on, catch light. CL 20 cents away from being positive on the day. Bro, what a beautiful bounce, man. Goodness.
Buddy.
Come on, man. Yeah.
I can trade anything in Forex except my girlfriend.
I don't think you want to be trading your girlfriend, bro.
Yeah. You do you of course, Doc. Nobody. Yeah. All right, we got you, buddy.
You just better hope she's not listening to this, so she comes across
right?
like you're gonna be sleeping on the couch.
That's true. Coming out of nowhere. Hey, what'd you say on that stream? Oh, here we go. So yeah, remember that time?
Country.
Took a small L on TC, little hundo, but just so I want to continue to trade it, but it's starting to get to that point to where it might come back down here. I just don't know. So I don't want to be the guy that's being crazy.
If any of you guys are long gold, you wanna move your stop loss in profits and you want to take some in. I know some of you guys are long on the Forex side. So close out half of your position, move your stop loss to in profits. Gold is just ripping. I mean, if looking at the 4-hour time frame, we could see 1970 or even 1980 based on the 4-hour, but this is a massive run. Mind you, we have Fed interest rates later, so given that it's spiking right now, we could drop later on. So lock in profits if you have it, not completely, but something is better than nothing. So just just keep that in mind, because yes, it could keep going, but also it could do a little pullback back to 1958. And you know, you don't want to give back too much profits, but this is hella strength right here.
Yeah, it looks like it can spike all the way in through the 640s. The 964s, all the way up, hopefully 6.5, 6.6 areas. Like you said, every $1 move is 100 bones. So,
Yep.
wait and watching. I usually don't trade this too much.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
breaking 6-2 to the upside. Trading ES long only 4
Yo,
PS.
yo, yo. All right.
Yeah, what's up, man?
All right, we're back.
Getting into it.
Let's see. All right, so nat gas is catching a bid. I still looking for it to get over 7.3 27 2.736, but this back and forth is annoying the hell out of me.
Yeah, right, man. Yeah, I just got out of my my gold as it broke. I had a higher low trend line set, but it broke it to the downside.
Mhm.
So just got out of that. So just chilling out now. I want to see it break 6-2 to the downside before, because I feel like there's a gap to fill below 6-2, like on the 1 minute anyway. You know, it had those two massive broken candles, so there's not really anything recently showing that would make it, you know, hold up. Breaks that.
Copy, copy. Come on.
Starting to break. I want to see it be able to hold a little bit below it. Not like a massive ripping red candle. Hopefully. That's not what it. Scalp the gold short. 200 gain printing, baby. Yeah, buddy. You are paying yourself today, Doc Sal.
All right, so I just locked some profits in on the nat gas long. I still have one more contract running. So let's see how this does.
Here we go. Yep, just got in my gold long. I mean short, excuse me. We're starting to fill that gap to the downside. That's what I'm looking at. I want to see it come back down to 60. And then the 50-day EMA is at 5890. So if it touches 5890, I know we can go. Oh, I know that'll probably, I mean, that's definitely TT.
Let me see how everyone on YouTube is doing.
Yeah, right?
Good morning, good morning. What's up, P? All right, all right. Come on. Okay. Oh, now you want to go? Oh, you such a top man. Ugh. So I'm setting another take profit on net gas at 2,752, and then I'll leave one runner. To try to catch the whole movement up. But if it does end up pulling back down to 2.710, I'll re-add the contract that I just took off. So I usually just like going in and out, you know, depending on how it's moving. So if it's staggering, going back and forth, I'll take some off, put it back on when it retraces, or I'll just leave it completely alone.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so nice little in and out.
Do a nice green to red. And once I push that one more time, you look get in the green, get good, and get out. So below that 6-2, it keeps pushing below that 6-2. I think it does have it in it. Not gonna lie. A nice upper shadow there. If you can come down, maybe make a little trap pattern. I don't know if gold does that too much. Let's see. Sorry to catch too much of a spike here. 6-3
Okay.
stop loss.
So I have people asking what brokers do I use. So I use Tradovate, Ninja Trader, but Ninja Trader bought out Tradovate, so they're one and the same, but still technically two different entities. I trade with Thinkorswim, but Thinkorswim for futures is extremely expensive. Thus the reason why I'm trading with Tradovate. So I'm trading with Tradovate personal capital and funded capital. Ninja Trader, I'm trading it with a funded capital account from Apex. And then I have a bunch of Forex brokerages that I use. Hugo's Way, CoinEx, FTMO, which is a funded firm. So yeah, there's a ton of different ways for you to participate in the market. You don't necessarily have to trade with a US-based brokerage. You can trade ES, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, oil, silver, gold with a Forex brokerage. Not every Forex brokerage allows trading futures. It's not common for most brokerages, but you can find one that can fit your needs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gold just spiked right back up. They came right back up that top in there. So we're gonna see. I want maybe it might be a little bit of a pullback. I don't. See, I don't know if this thing can hold up though. That's the thing. It's almost big upward of a spike. I'd say. Breaking out at 4 hour. I almost want to short it one more time. Test my waters with it. Test my luck with it. But at the same time, it's been on a bit of an upward since market open. So maybe New York sets the traders, huh?
You, hello, good morning. Huh?
They're looking to cut next year, but maybe not as much as the market expects. The bottom line, though, on the next year forecast is they just don't know. They don't really know for November and December, which is why the market
Man.
50 on December. It just depends how the inflation.
I'm short gold one more time to see what it can do here. Seeing if it can come back into play. Hopefully we get that little bit of a sell off here. Looking at it, just want to come down just a little bit. We catch it. Last trade on it probably. If we get that, I'm shorting it at the top this time instead of at the bottom there. So put DC8 obviously, but no DC8. Just looking at it come down. Even back down to 50. Help the boy out a little bit. Come on, gold. Let's see you back down a little bit there.
Wow, EU ripping.
It's gonna go. I'm gonna get out of my
Completely forgot about that.
Looking for a potential double top on gold. Doesn't want it. Doesn't want it.
Order filled.
All right, I'm re-adding back to natural gas longs. Maybe that I can hear a little.
To really kill off this inflationary problem we have, and
Nobody's taking a personal loan, 5-year fixed personal loan at 20%.
that's pretty high.
Maybe that's why loan growth has been quote disappointing over at B of A, as they said today.
Right, but eventually,
Nope. Guys, you might have to cut it out on gold today, man. Or start flipping the script. One or the other. If she is not working with you, boy here.
that was a big miss, which is a good sign because UK inflation is
Oh, getting along like we were than that
we're seeing
before.
the pound sell off as a result. But then yesterday, Canada was hotter than expected.
I don't know. I guess I just see this thing. It might just keep going here. I was long on it before. I'm thinking about touching now. It's a little bit risky.
Why yields have stayed high.
I just keep touching.
Make sort of new
Trying to
highs,
fix it.
especially because there are
Like
questions
S&P, I might as well just touch NQ coming down. Oh,
even if that doesn't mean even higher rates from the Fed, it does mean they stay
What do
high.
we get from Powell today, Sarah?
see overall market. Overall market, kind of moving.
Where he welcomes the moderation that we
MQ
see
with the slide.
Well, it's starting to get there a little bit. Maybe it did fly do off the S&P 200. Some touch.
if they continue to see inflation becoming a problem. They're watching the softening in the labor
I'm gonna see a
market.
channel pattern here on gold. Maybe I'll enter at the low of the channel pattern there.
Data dependent, and it's been pretty resilient because he doesn't know.
You will
We
see.
just don't know, and so that's hence the data dependence.
Our next guest does see risks to the inflation outlook as higher prices for oil extend into the broader economy, maybe goods and services.
Yeah, buddy. So hopefully you guys are printing on the day. Stock saying 700 on the day on gold. Would love to see it double top and fail. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it might. It might come into play. We'll see what happens. Nothing too crazy on my end. I'm seeing. Once again, the market also a little bit choppy. Nothing too crazy. Too cray.
To be expected on Fed days.
Yeah, right.
And honestly, we've gotten a lot more action on the indices that I expected it being a Fed day today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't plan to trade at all. Probably a smart guy. I got 1 and 2 maybe loaded up with this overall market once it continue to fall here. If it doesn't, I won't take it. But here's what I'm looking at, guys. Overall market, looks like a whole lot of chop, right? That's what technically it is. So yeah, I got that loaded up. I'm looking for gold if it wants to touch the lower high. You said dash natural gas or long on?
Yeah, so if you're looking at it on Thinkorswim, it's going to be /NG for natural gas.
Okay.
But on Tradovate, it's just NG.
Okay.
And the current contracts that I'm trading, it's NGV3.
V3, okay.
Yeah, V as in Victor.
Yeah. How many? What is it? How much per tick is that?
So every one tick movement is $10.
Okay.
So if it goes from 2.110 to 2.111, that's basically a 1 point movement. So it'll pay you $10. So from 2.710 to 2.21, that's a full equivalent of a 10 point movement. So it'll be $100
Oh, there you
profit
go.
or loss.
Okay. All right. Printing.
If you're gonna trade it on Tradeovate, there's a way for you to be able to see like the actual P&L.
Mhm.
Have you set that up?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's more on my left. Yeah, not the actual per tick, but I can see this.
Okay.
One long and two here while it's starting to spike a little on me. It bounced off the view up of the overall market, and it's starting to really lift here. Getting a little bit of that push. I like it. I like it if we can hold up, continue, spike a little bit. I'll probably take it some at TP at the 200, and then some at 50. I only have one contract left. If he wants to break through both those points in this rip, hey, he might guess. Shoot. Great for that little push up.
Yeah, on TOS, the trade Nasdaq is, the trade natural gas is pretty expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, on Thinkorswim, let me see. Let me look at the margin.
Overall market still pushing up here. That's why. NQ here, baby. Looking for this thing to start to spike and rip on me, baby. I gotta get the energy in the room a little hot. All right, I've been calm all day. I ain't used to this.
Yeah, 10,000.
Yeah. It's gonna start to come down. I will get out of it. I'll cut it. I stop trading too much on it. But I'm just looking for that one good move on the day, man. Just that one. I usually catch at least one bang move. If it gets a nice big spike here, we get a nice big rip and run up to the 200 and the 50. I'll be looking more towards that. I'll be looking more at that. If we want to spike upwards of 424.3, we hit that already at 10 o'clock. So if we get that little pop up there, that'd be awesome. Pretty awesome.
Joining us now is Christopher Ailman, Chief Investment Officer at California State.
Okay. Yeah, it's 10,000 and change to trade one contract of natural gas on
Really?
yeah, on Thinkorswim.
Hey.
The disrespect, I tell you, man. The
Yeah, right, bro?
I think today's an
Yeah, that's crazy. That's there.
basically saying, as you said earlier,
Man, ooh, oh, gold back up, huh? Gold said, "I got you."
Yeah, right? Oh, trading. I'm looking just to make a bit of a good trade on that. Bit of a good trade then now. Let's see a spike here on NQ. Let's see a spike here on NQ. Give me a little bit of a pop, a rip and a run here on NQ. Starting to get there a little bit. Let's see if we can start breaking that 200 and the 50 day to the top side. If it starts breaking both those points to the top side, I'll look at it a little bit more. A little bit more happy about it. Starting to get that little bit of a topping point, but I know it can rip and run. I know it can get there. I know it can get there. Getting British on it.
Totally, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, gotta get you off, man. Oh, another 130 off. Slice stuff. I'm gonna be here on this. Not terrible. Overall market trying to push back.
What's today? Wednesday. We do have this is what they're waiting for. We have EIA report this morning. So at 10:30. So every Wednesdays at 10:30 Eastern, AM Eastern, there's a EIA report where they basically give out how much oil is being produced, how much natural gas is being produced, and based on those numbers, we end up seeing a nice spike or drop.
Okay.
That's this morning. Completely forgot about that.
I don't feel it. I'm waiting here. I think what I'm gonna do is I might short NQ. I would need S&P to break the 50 day. I mean, excuse me, the 200 day to the downside before I get in personally. It's respecting it. It is respecting. NQ's not respecting. It's
17 minutes. Oh, please. Bruh, if we can get a spike, let's see. All the way back up to 7.6.
so good for that downside push on MQ, man. But nothing yet. As long as that 200 days holding on the S&P, it's held up all morning after getting above it, so I can't trade it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna come down below. Also have this 50 and 2. I mean, view up. Excuse me, holding up well on the overall market there, as you see. So if that were to break as well, it starts to come back down. If I can catch that move, Print City. Ladies and gentlemen, starting to get that move to the downside, guys. S&P, biggest break it's had all day. Coming to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. Looks great. Jumping in at the perfect time, I feel as if it's a great time to jump in, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great time to jump in, guys. Looking at this thing to come to that lower day and start to break out to the downside, guys. All right, so that's the game plan right now. I just want to see it spike to the downside, these lows, all right, and maybe get a little bit of movement. If it's going to consolidate, at least let me consolidate on a bigger range here, huh? So looking for NQ to come down.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Ooh.
Come on, NQ. So close. So close. Let's see that bottom, baby. Let's see it touch that.
She gonna put out wick drill.
So close, man. I'm looking at the overall market as well. If overall market can come back down, I think we're good. If it goes green to red, starting to go green to red, guys. Starting to go green to red, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm looking at here. All right, starting to go green to red. Overall market, I want to see it break this low here, guys. I want to see that break the low. I want to see NQ continue here. NQ, I need to see it break its lower day, starting to break its lower day. SPY starting to sell off. NQ starting to sell off. Overall market starting to sell off below its points, guys. This is what we're looking for now. Now you want to see this continue. Continue to hold up. Continue to push, baby. Push for us to the downside, NQ. This is why we love you, baby. I want to see you continue this up. S&P break your lower day, touch that little bottom wick trend line there. All right, so now it's holding below the lower day. That's what I want to see. I want to see it continue. All right, if it's not going to continue. Oh, there it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, there it goes. Nice green or red. Starting to come back down. Overall market doing the same as well. Overall market has a 200 inbound, but it hasn't touched it yet. All right, guys. So I still think maybe. Looking for green or red. Looking for one last push down. One last little pullback to the downside. If we can spike down to 360. Nothing. Little $300 gain. Should have been a 560 on the day. Sorry.
Bruh, I'm about to be like, yo, I need to get on whatever you're drinking, man. Bruh, your energy is through the roof. Jesus. Man, they could probably power a city if they just plug the some outlets to you.
Some YB energy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy. So I know it sounds dumb, but I'm worried about going long in these areas. If it wants to start spiking back up, why? Due to the fact that we just bounced off the S&P low day. We're bouncing off the overall market 200 day, and NQ's right near its low day as well. So, in that area. So, call it the short, but if we went to a trap pattern, I don't want to be caught up in a trap pattern. Those things.
All right. For everyone, so I'm being asked about which instrument is better to trade on the prop firm. I'll say it depends on what you're currently trading right now, right? So if you're currently trading SPY, SPX, that's the equity version. So that's the ES on the future side. With Forex firms and other prop firms, you can trade either SPX or SP, which represents ES, US 500, which also represents ES, right? So you could trade gold, you could trade silver, you could trade foreign currency pairs. What I will say about foreign currency pairs, I mean, honestly, it's no different than trading a stock or a future or a commodity, right? All these things that you can trade, it's just understanding what causes them to move, and based on your position size, how much can you make, so that way you can understand how much you're willing to risk to make whatever, right? So when it comes to currencies, the terminology is pips, and pips are the same equivalents to a stock moving cents, right? If you're trading, let's say you're trading AMD, AMD goes from 100 to 100.30. That's a 30 cent. That's a 30 cent movement. On the forex side, that would be a 30 pip movement. Okay, so I can't really tell you guys like what specifically to trade because I trade a variety of different things. I like volatility, right? So I like things that are moving quick. Somebody else might not be able to react or analyze the information as fast as I am because of experience or whatever else or knowledge. You want to start off with something slow. So trading SPY, ES, or even SP or US 500, right? Those are all the same instruments. SPY, SPX, that's the equities version. ES, that's the actual futures. Then you have US 500, SPY, SPX cash, SP raw. Those are all representations of ES. So as ES goes up, so does those as well. ES goes down, so do they, as long with SPY and SPX. So out of the indices, which the indices consist of make up the futures market, right? The futures market is the Dow Jones indice, the Nasdaq indice, the S&P 500 indice, the Russell 2000, the Nikkei, the Hong Kong index, the German index, those are the futures, right? So you can trade any one of those. But if you're starting off, I recommend sticking with ES because ES is less volatile in comparison to the NASDAQ and to the Dow Jones. Something to keep in mind, the NASDAQ is now averaging about 250 to 350 points a day. The NASDAQ, the Dow Jones will average about 600 to 800 points a day. NASDAQ will average 250 to 350 points a day. Previously, it was 50 points to 100 points max before the pandemic. ES before the pandemic would average out about 15 to 20 points a day. Now you're seeing ES move 35 points, 40 points in a day, 50 points in a day, right? And on major volatile days, ES is moving 120 points. That's massive. All right. So it's still the safest one out of Dow Jones and NASDAQ. So if you're new, start off with ES. If you're gonna trade forex pairs, Euro USD is the most common, which that is I would say is the safest and the one that doesn't move as much. So you could start off with that.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Buddy, so if you guys looking to get into it, see if you got the knowledge over there.
Yes,
You got it all, baby. So, yeah, I'm in a little bit of an NQ long here. I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm waiting here. I would love to see it start to spike back up off those lows if it's gonna consolidate and chop. I'm glad. I didn't mind my fill, but if NQ is gonna settle back off here again, a little bit of sell off.
Let's go. NG finally. She catching a bid. Oh.
Finally?
Yeah. She over. She's we have 10 minutes to the EIA natural gas and oil report. Oil is now 10 cents away from being positive on the day, from being negative $1.34. Nat gas is still negative on the day, but it's catching a bid, man. Once this thing gets over 2.740, up and we go all the way up to 2.85. I do have a sell for one contract at where we at at 2,752. So 2,752, I have a sell. Mind you, remember on this dip I did add back the contract that I took, so right now I am currently long 3 contracts where I'm looking to scale out on this movement up, and I hope, oh my god, we get the spike. I'm done for the day. I'm not gonna execute a single trade.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy. Guys, NQ coming back down here. I don't want to hold it for too long here. Comes back up, actually. I just think if we're gonna get that chop, it's gonna happen now. We're gonna start to chop around. We're gonna get that nice green move, hopefully back up a little bit here, up to 380. maybe up to 390s areas, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing too crazy. All right, looking to get paid out on this. To my last trade in the real account of the day. If it wants a spike for me, hey, let's see it. Let's see here, NQ. All right, so coming back up to the 200, guys. When I look at that, I keep looking at the overall market here. So I look at, see how we're touching that 200, we're starting to spike back up here. Take a look at NQ. NQ starting to come back up here. That's what I'm looking at. If this thing breaks back above its 200 day, if we can get that push, get that spike, I think we can go for the view up on the 200 here on NQ. Right? So, guys, starting to get a little bit more of a push. Pump it up, the song, perfect timing.
Oh. Oh. Let's go. I'm tempted to take a long. I'm tempted to take a long here on. Ooh, yes.
Let's see it, NQ.
Oh, NG, yes, baby.
NG getting that pump as well. There you go, buddy.
Talk to me, nice.
Entire market starting to get a little bit. I'm looking at this to continue to push, pushing NQ through the roof is what I'm looking at, baby. I want to see NQ get a little bit of a spike here. Red to green above its highs here of 80, man. If it spikes above 80, we're right there. We're going. We're going.
Oh,
we are
we're
going, baby.
We're going.
That's
6 minutes to EIA report. Oh, baby. Let's go. Let's go. 1,200 and printing. Keep. Damn.
Already broke this.
There we go. First TP taken. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. We're sitting right there. We look good.
Look good. Who's with me?
What does that mean?
Pump it louder, ladies and gentlemen. Pump the energy louder, guys. All right, so we want that green move, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see a spike above here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you. I would love to see a spike above this. NQ getting that pump. NQ, its own monster. I want to see it spike above that, guys. So bad. That's what I'm looking at here. It's going to hold out, though. I don't want to be biased. Really don't want to be too biased here.
Beautiful, beautiful. To the T. Hit my TP and pull back. I'm looking to add again.
Buddy.
I'm going to continue riding NG until it does what I want. Come on. Another pullback. Please, another pullback. 5 minutes to go. Come on.
Actually not too far away from what you raised in 2021 in the private markets, which was kind of more bubblicious than we are right now.
Waiting and watching, guys.
So where'd you get to that valuation?
That sort of sorts itself out. I mean, we've always tried, because we've had, control of our own destiny as we built our company.
I wanted this to hold up. It's starting to get that pump up.
Long-term focus.
Oh, it's so close, guys. If we go red to green here, it's crazy. This stock would be crazy. Dude, this play, this wick would go crazy. If we get a red to green move, ladies and gentlemen, this ticker is going to go insane. We touched 80. We got to break it.
For us, we built this underlying database, data platform that integrates into the market, makes it stuff. That's how
She's going.
I think we're going to take that data, spread out clients and more applications. What we hear from our customers is that's what they want.
3 minutes to go.
That is smarter, allows them to build better experiences. And then increasingly, we think of machine learning.
Yeah, guys, it's not going to spike back up, ladies and gentlemen.
Algorithms that will run our software.
Love to see it spike, but I'm trading top, guys.
Software that makes you smarter, makes you better as you go.
So we're going to get a little bit of a pump.
That's the future. That's what we're working on.
And Andrew, thank you very much for joining us on this big day today.
Nice.
We appreciate the time. talking to our viewers. Co-founders
Overall
of
market
Palladium.
looking for a little bit of that dip,
Meantime,
starting to
Amazon,
spike back
taking
up,
on a
guys.
new product event this hour. We're going to track that stock. It's been enjoying a pretty good year, as you can see the year-to-date gains.
Come on,
Quick
give me
programming note
this
as well as
pullback.
we go to break.
A
Just
little bit of a
week
pump back
from
up. We're going to
CNBC's
spike back up to 80, guys. Yeah, not to know if I have yet, Tampa.
Investors and business leaders break down where they see
Come
risk
on.
and reward. You can use the QR code
How
on your screen
low
or
are
just
you
visit
gonna go?
cnbcevents.com/delivering alpha. For more,
Apple selling up, diving some of the market. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I have the overall market up, but if Apple flips the script, guys, it's going.
All right, so I'm setting a re-add on Nat Gas at 2.720. Let's see if I can get that, Phil. Getting close. We're getting close. I'm looking for a drop and pop. Drop and pop. Come on.
There you go.
I don't want to chase it here, but damn. Come on. Oh, please fill me. Just don't go without me. Don't go without me. Let me add back. So close. 2 minutes to go. Come on, baby. Fill me. Don't play hard. Don't play hard. Bro,
So
it
close
literally,
that spike. I don't want to be greedy. Greedy's not in my mind here.
it literally hit 2.50, 752 and just whoop, pulled right back. Ugh.
Guys, we could go here.
Come on. Come on. Go. Just fill me, baby. Come on. Almost there.
Guys, waiting on that spike, ladies and gentlemen. If it's going to pop, it's going to do it here. I would love to see this here. Red to green move right there, ladies and gentlemen. Starting to come back up. Looking good for the 80 hit. Looking good for that 80 hit, guys. That's what we're wanting right now. We want 80, guys.
I'm moving my buy limit on Nat Gas at 2.27. Okay, filled. All right.
Did you get filled?
Yeah, I just filled. I had it at 2.720, but it didn't look like it was going to fully give it to me. So I'm like, let me just get in at 2.2 727. So now let's see if we can get this full on spike. Like, go baby, do your thing.
Let's see. If we get a red to green here on MQ, that's genuinely, that's just what I'm looking at. I feel like I'm definitely caught up in some chop, but
Did just dip into negative territory in communication services and technology.
See ya with the retracement.
Hi there, Sarah. 3 of Donald Trump's co-defendants in the Georgia election case are asking a judge this morning to move their case from state to federal court. David Schaefer, Sean Still,
Okay, I need an alert.
so-called false electors by pledging for Trump in swing states that were actually won by Joe
And
Biden.
above
The judge who's hearing their arguments earlier this month
45,
denied
and
an attempt
then
by
at or
Trump
above
to move
2760.
this case to federal court.
there you go.
Citizens to exercise
Let's
caution
go.
if they're traveling to Canada without warning.
Wake up.
The diplomatic rift between the two countries.
So you guys like this music?
Justin Trudeau
Playing some bops over here. Kind of.
that India
I don't know if I call it bops.
The FDA rejected a nasal spray that would have been the first needle-free
Damn.
alternative to EpiPens and other similar injectors. The agency told the drug maker conduct another study on the drug to win approval. The company called the rejection surprising and said appeal that request. David, what's it about?
I'm still not listening to you on. So,
What are you still on NG? I mean NQ?
yep, still long in queue right now. Just waiting, seeing if this thing's gonna battle it out above 80. Hopefully that is what we're looking at here. I feel like one of these candles can just pop right up to that 50 day on the 1 minute, and
Yep.
then maybe and what we can do here, man. Sorry to see something like this. Let's see if it breaks.
Okay. No. Catch that same energy. There
Yeah,
we
buddy.
go.
There we go. NQ starting to build those a little bit of higher lows, starting to break that downtrend I had spotted. Starting to break that downtrend, starting to pop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we were looking at. Get that pop, NQ. Get that rip and run. You get going, you little cute girl. Dude, hopefully not a little cute girl. That's kind of pedophilia right now. I'm 19. That kid's on you, NQ. Keep spiking. I know you want it. I know you want to play it out, baby. That's what we're looking at, guys. Let's see this thing continue to go, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm looking at NQ to continue to rip and run real quick. Looking to it to touch its view up 50 day, seeing what it's going to do here. If it can break through its 50 day, it's going to touch its 200. Excuse me, it's going to touch its 200, guys. So looking at NQ really quick, hoping this thing holds out, hold it out, baby.
Well, let's go. I mean, my ad on NQ is printing. It's now at 2740 from me chasing a re-ad at 2727. I was trying to get in at that 2720, but it didn't look like it was gonna give it to me, so I chased, and this chase is playing up.
Boy.
Now I just need this thing to continue, man. Just end my day right.
I did have to TP at that 50 day.
There you
I
go.
just got hit. Boom, baby. And that, I think it's going to continue to go. But, I mean, I was down, so I'm not going to lie. I was down 800 on the real account. Now I'm down 185 on it. Yeah, I know, right, dude?
Okay.
So it was about, all right, to be honest, though, yesterday, I started off the day down like 2K. And by the time I got on stream, I got it down to 200. And I just didn't even mention it, didn't talk about it. Because I was like, bro, we're not even going to talk that into reality. All right, we're not even going to talk about it. And it's not that I like being down or anything. It's not that I tried. You know, obviously, let's be down. But the trade I took, it had one of those, you know what, it just every now and then has one of those candles that just goes crazy against you. And you're just like, you know what, all right, man. You know what I mean? And you're just like, okay, word, no comment. I'm just gonna make it back, and within the next like 2 trades, bro, I did like 4 contracts each time, just made it all back. Nice. And in my head, I'm thinking, yo, that's crazy. I did that. That could have been a $2,000 day if I just didn't take that.
That loss there, trust. I hear that, bro. I hear that. Yesterday I ended up taking a loss myself. I was long ES and I was long NQ, and I ended up taking a 2K hit on that. That count that I took the 2K hit, I ended up recouping. I cut it down to 1.7, but then on the actual account, I was up like 16.5, so slightly like up on the day on it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, NQ, damn.
NQ's getting a little bit more of a pop here. There you go, man. These guys saying, yo, they say, hey, yo, there you go, nice. Oh, YB, what you say? Oh, you know what? The girl joke? Talk about. We talk about. I corrected myself. I said not like a little girl because I was a pet dude. All right, so, all right, don't be coming at me. All right, no, I'm kidding, guys. No, I get it. Just got ear banged. Oh yeah. I mean, okay. Listen, guys. You guys should know. anytime I'm in a trade, go. I want you to take that headphone setting, and Caesar. Sorry for him because he has to deal with his live here, so he doesn't get a minute to recoup. But yeah, I want you to take that. I want you to crank it down about 10 notches. So you can barely hear me, and then you'll hear out of the corner of your ear. You'll know when I'm up because you'll hear me screaming, bro. So
Like, yeah, buddy.
yeah, right, dude. Just out of nowhere, dude. And NQ looking great, man. So chilling out, man. Chilling out. So there you guys go. Yeah. So all right. So we don't hit on little girls here at TradeCash.com. All right. It's not part of our. It's not part of our.
Mm-hmm.
Yup, buddy.
Yeah,
ES is
buddy.
a bit stronger, but stuck between the moving averages, waiting for some breakout. See, guys, that's why I got in. I knew that this was. I know that. Okay, today Fed rate meetings, guys. We have rate meetings at 2 p.m. Not only do we have rate meetings at 2 p.m., I know that this market's going to be chopped. So me getting in at the bottom after catching the short is almost expected due to the fact that I expected the market. And I'm not going to guys, I told you so, because damn near that was close to me stopping out, and it was about to be minus like 1K day or something. But I did see that popping back up. I was expecting more of a W pattern than just a U shape, but I'm not gonna complain with it. I don't really know what I expect too much on the day. Do you have one of these set up, Caesar? A Silverback actually help me set this up.
What's
It's
that?
where I have Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Google, and Meta all in one ticker. So I see the overall market essentially just with those, you know what I mean?
Hold on. Let me tune into your screen and see. Are you sharing that, or is that
Yeah, right now, yep.
hold on. Let me take a gander at this.
Because it very much helps me coordinate what not only the S&P does, but also this helps me coordinate what the overall market. I mean, what NQ personally is going to do.
Oh, that's what I do first thing in the morning when I hop on. I take a look at how Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, Netflix, Microsoft. So I'll take a look at them to see how they look. And then based on what I'm seeing, if the charts look like it's going to continue up, then I will look for longs. Let's see.
Yeah, boy. So it should be this the one I'm on right now.
Yeah,
Right
I see you have. Oh, so you have Nvidia and Tesla in one. Then below that you have Microsoft.
No, so if you go in, so it just doesn't show them all. So there's Google, Meta, Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla all in one stick right here. That's why it's $1,100. And that, for me, anyways, works really well in correlation. So I'll come over here and I'll look at this, right? And then I'll come over here and I'll look at the S&P. Both of them back to back. So like you see how we go green here, okay, NQ is going to be popping up here shortly.
Yeah.
Right? Let's say this overall market is having a just ripping. You know how Apple makes up 10% of it, and Nvidia makes up like 4%, So even if the S&P is selling off a little bit, and let's say, this overall play is ripping and running, right? These are the big major blue chips. Just because the S&P is made up of 500 companies, these are the main ones that make up NQ. So NQ might pop, rip, and run with this holding up really well. So that's why I decided to over here. I don't know if you ever done something.
Well, I mean, I don't have the chart opened up like you do, but I do keep an eye on Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Meta, mainly Tesla and Nvidia. So I'll set up levels on Nvidia and Tesla, and if Tesla and Nvidia gets above those levels to the upside, I know that Nasdaq is going to continue pushing. If Tesla and Nvidia get below the levels, which they're gonna go lower, that means NQ is gonna drop. So yeah, so I'm familiar with that, but I'll definitely look to see if I can add a space to it, because like I had to downsize my my workspace in order to be able to fit into the OBS space. So like I literally usually I have it to where like it covers my whole 36-inch monitor, and right now like I have it to like literally like a small section of the monitor where I can show where I can show my charts. But yeah, damn. So
yeah, it's nice, yeah. That's good though, yeah, because I remember you saying you have 3 monitors, so
yeah, so I'll probably get like a tower one, get a tower, and then have the on the tower like have the equities up, because I want to be able to trade more options and on Tesla and Nvidia and a few other stocks, but because I don't have it on my radar at every single minute of the day, I end up missing opportunities on it.
And there are some pretty good opportunities there, but obviously, yeah, like you're right, man. If you don't catch it, you can't just like randomly jump in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yes,
Joe
sir.
Fine, your lobby saying, what is it? You got that deck energy? They must be taking something. You know what we're taking? Taking a whole lot of loving, baby. Love and energy in this world, baby.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but yo, I was like, yo, my guy's energy, bro, that's next level, bro.
you keep it rocking, all right. I hope I'm the same when I'm older. So.
Yeah.
I get into it. Hey, Dex 30. He just hit the big 3-0.
Oh, where?
30. Yeah, he's 30. I think. Well, he didn't just hit a little bit ago. Yep. But, yeah. He's getting up there. No, I'm kidding. No. You do that, bro. That's the thing, bro. That's one thing. You know you're getting older when someone calls you old and you take it personal. That's how I always think about it. It's like if somebody calls you, oh yeah, man, you're starting to look. It's like, hey, okay, I'm still young, so you gotta explain yourself, then get defensive. It's like I can still have fun. It's like, you know what I mean? I just all my old buddies are like that. I'm just like, okay, buddy. Like, all right, listen. You're 80, you still got it. You got it. So we're chilling out. So I am still in that gold long right now. I'm just chilling out on it. I've been holding it. It's just literally one contract. I'm thinking about doubling up on it. So I just bought another one there. I'm more or less just playing these scalps here. If it's gonna come up and break that top. You said we have news coming out. Did it come out? Coming out in 1 minute?
Who, me?
Yeah. What was it? What news was coming
Oh,
out?
it was EIA. It was EIA for oil and nat gas.
Okay.
Yeah, so that already came out.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, Dark Trader. Sorry, just reading that. You said we're Silverback. If you scroll up a little bit, Silverback said that he's on the road. I think he said he's on his 9 to 5 today. 9 to 5, taking it over. Which, hey, man, gotta do what you gotta do, buddy. All right? Gotta make that good money, and then you gotta eventually one day he'll be over here full time. All right. I spoke to my my doctor the other day about people. What was that yesterday? And he knows I stream and do all that, all the craziness and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought it was actually thought it was pretty funny. What is it? He's like, well, he didn't call me. He says, I almost call myself YB. He said, Jaden, listen, I know you love it. I know you're having fun and everything. He says, is this stressful at all? I'm like, it's stressful. Not at all, buddy.
No.
Like, the only time I'm stressed out is when I'm picking if I'm trying to make $1,000 or $10,000 that day. That's the only stress I have, you know. And I end up making $100 instead. So, no, I'm kidding. But no, dude, no, straight up. He said something like that, and I was just like, I don't know, dude. Stress isn't even in our mind. All right, right, Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Right, dude. Like, you
Fast, bro. Like if you were to say that to him, bro, he'd look at you like you got 3 heads. You're telling me your biggest concern on the day is whether you're gonna make $1,000 or 10,000. It's like, you sure you don't sell drugs?
Yeah, right, bro. Exactly, bro. That would be the exact response. He'd be like, and let's talk about that for a second. He'd be like, listen, I'm gonna need your IRS. Yeah, I'm gonna need some statements.
Some statements.
Office today. I'm gonna need some statements. So, yeah, no, he's
I'd be like, man, without a subpoena, you ain't getting nothing.
That's all. Yeah, right, dude. It's like, hey, I don't know who you think you are, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but you're not piss testing me for my money. Right?
Facts. But yeah, nah. You'll. I mean, I don't know if you've gone through this already, but you'll notice it's like, as you move forward in your career in trading, you're gonna notice it's like there's just some people you can't have these like conversations with. We're like, oh, I lost $2,000 today, but I ended up recouping, and then they look at you like they can't necessarily relate to you, because it's like, most people on average, they have to work a month to even see that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're seeing that in a day and you're losing it, and you ain't up in a corner curled up and stuff like that. Like I remember when I would have like 5 or 10K day losses, and I just go about my business like just regular, and then people would be like, yo, like, how are you not curled up in the corner like crying, like you lost 10 grand today, bro? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, it's all right. Like, I'll make it back before the end of the week. And then, like, you be like all nonchalant about it. And then they look at you like you're not human. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
you're crazy,
So,
bro.
and
Like
then,
you're
yeah, so, and then at that point, at some point, I was just like, yo, I can only have this conversation with other traders. So, if I have like a really phenomenal day, yeah, I had an okay day, but
Yep.
yeah, it's different, man.
Yeah, and that's always it too. And it's like another thing I've realized too is some of my old buddies or whatnot. They'll I'll post my Snapchat or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, didn't you lose like so amount or whatever it is?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that did happen." But they'll never talk about the wins. You know what I mean? They'll never be like, "Oh, but I also saw you won." Blah blah blah. It's like, that's crazy to think about it, bro. Because like, I remember I was sitting there one day, and some guy was like, "Oh yeah, you posted about like losing $200 or something." It's like, "Didn't you today?" And I was like, yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "So that's how it's gambling, right? So you just lost money." I'm like, "Bro," I'm like, "I'm not gonna sit here and trying to explain to you, man." And especially
Yeah.
what you say, bro, like the whole like $2,000 down. They're like, "Oh, I could never even battle." But then they don't understand that you can do the complete opposite. You can make
Exactly.
upwards of 4, 5, 6K in a day, bro, and that makes your month sometimes.
Exactly. And for a lot of people, like they because no one in their immediate circle or vicinity is making those type of returns, it's unfathomable to them.
Yeah, right.
Then you have, what I mean, then you have people where it's like that think it's a gamble, but it's like they're just not educated in this. And for the most part, it's like anytime you leave your house, you're taking a gamble. There's a multitude of variable things that could possibly happen to you every time you step out of your house. Every time you step out of your house, it's not 100% sure that you're going to return back home, right? But people just operate unknowingly, thinking about these, potential things. So when you tell them like, oh, I'm doing this or whatever, it's like, oh, it's a gamble. It's like, no, it's not a gamble. It's like it's a calculated risk. Every time you leave your house, to a degree, like it's a calculated risk, but you're just not fully aware of the downfalls. You're only
Right.
concerned about like what you're gonna gain, right? It's like you leave your house every day, you go to work, you make money, you come back, you're able to pay your bills and buy stuff, whatever. That's all people are focused on. They never it never occurs to them like, yo, I leave my house today, I might not make it back home today. Or if I, you know what I
Exactly,
mean?
bro.
So stuff like that people don't think of, and they don't realize that they're already taking a gamble, or they're already taking a risk every single day that you get up and you go about doing your business and stuff like that. So yeah.
And that's it. And that's truly it. It's the fact that us being alive, there's no proper path. And that's the thing I think a lot of people don't understand. Oh, go to college, go get a proper 9 to 5, and it's like you truly live, then, bro. It's like you truly live it. Like if you can't wake up and you can't go and do anything you want, you don't have the freedom. You're stuck in the matrix. You're stuck, in that 9 to 5 culture. And nothing wrong with the 9 to 5, especially if you have a high paying one. You can still live. You know what I mean? A decent, a rather good life or whatever. But you just will never experience the true joy of life of just freedom. Like I feel like that's one thing we don't appreciate enough is the fact that even being here is like a 1 in a trillion chance that we're
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah.
So for us to then go and work some office job for 60 years and maybe, just enjoy the last few years of our life in like a retirement community or something is insane. It's like I would rather, risk everything because the entire thing of life is risk. I wrote this one quote where it was, if you think following your dreams is risky, wait till you get the bill of regret.
Fun.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and
So
it's crazy. It's like you're gonna be sitting on your deathbed thinking like, wow, like my buddy went out and he lived an amazing life, did all these things, and I'm not saying you gotta go like realistically like go do a bunch of drugs and hookers and go do all that. Like when I mean live life, I mean like travel, experience whatever you want to do, whatever you're passionate
mm-hmm.
about, and just going after it. Like at first I never thought it'd be stock trading or whatever, but then once you get into it, it's like okay, yes, you know what I mean? It's like that is yes, and I
Yeah.
think people don't take that into consideration because when you talk to certain people, they're just like, yeah, man, yeah, I got work or whatever, and then they get their paycheck or whatever. Like just yesterday, my chick or whatever, she got her paycheck. She's like, it's okay, I just got paid today. I'm like, so you don't want to like, I'm just beyond fathom, bro. That it's like, okay, we're at the mall, she's buying a little fit or whatever, like we're getting her set, and it's like she's just okay. Like if she were to have dropped her whole paycheck, you know what I mean? it's just that day. I'm like, bro, you worked the last 3 weeks. You put like an 80-hour work week. You complained to me about 15 times about your work week just to go and drop it on some clothing, even though you have 1,000 other pieces. It's like, that is just unfathomable to me, bro. That people live like that. And some people, it feels like I'm coming at you. If it feels like I'm coming at you, you gotta rethink a couple things, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, with that being said, it's like, different strokes for different folks, right? Not every cup of tea, not everybody likes tea, not everybody likes coffee. One thing that, I appreciate about COVID is that COVID brought a realization to people that I had been telling them since like I first got into stock trading, right? I got into stock trading in 2013. And at the time, like, I had a multitude of people coming at me like, oh, it's a gamble, I'm like, it's not a gamble, it's a calculated risk. And what's crazy to me is like, I would talk to people that work at CVS, Walmart, and I'm like, do you know the company you work for is traded on in the markets? I'm like, furthermore, and then I would just get like real smart with them. I'm like, do you have a retirement account? Do you have a Roth or do you have an IRA or 401k? Like, oh, I have a 401k. I was like, okay. I was like, where do you think your 401k is being invested? Matter of fact, I was like, let's go a little deeper. You put money in the bank, right? They're like, yeah. I was like, do you think your money stays in the bank? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, no, it don't. I was like, the bank only keeps 10% of your money, and then they send the rest out, and they actually invest it, right? So I was like, the bank is doing with your money what you should be doing. So if banks are investing your money, you work for a company that is traded on the public markets, your retirement account is being invested, right? So how is it a gamble if the people that pay you so you can sustain your life is doing it? Don't you think that's something that you ought to be doing? But then people be like, oh, like, I want security, whatever. I'm like, there's no security in working for someone else. I was like, there may come a day where you'll put 50 years into a company. Then all of a sudden the company has a management change. They bring on a new CEO. That CEO does some dumb, underhanded, sneaky shit. Guess what? Your company is now done. Now you're out on the streets, no pension, no nothing, no pay, no severance pay. I was like, where's the security in that? So when COVID happened and people were like, literally they were forced to leave their jobs because they didn't want to take the shot, or just shit got shut down, right? So things got shut down, and it's like, oh, damn. So now I'm over here, I'm like, yo, during COVID, bro, the volatility was beautiful, right? So while people over here stressing, like, damn, like, yo, I got to make this $1,400 stretch. We over here printing. We you know what I'm saying? We printing racks per day and whatever, racks per session. And it's just like, like the better, I always tell people, like, the only security you're going to have when it comes to finance is when you are in control of the way of what you make. And there is no better avenue than the financial markets, because the financial markets is the one place where you could turn legally, you can turn a 5, a 10, a 20K account into 50, 100, 200, or even more if you catch a nice move. Right? So
yeah, and that's an amazing point right there. And it's the one place where if you really just lock in and you really just sit down and you learn, and it's not hard. It's not, I always say this, it's not simple, it's complicated stuff. I'm not even lying. Like, when I tell people, they're like, oh, I want to get into trading, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, maybe get like a prop fund and start that, or like start with paper trading or something. And then they sit down and they look at it and they're just like, okay, well, it looks super complicated. I'm like, once you learn it, the strategies, I'm like, there's a reason people have made this into a living. Like, why do you think there's hedge funds over on Wall Street that do this all the time? Why do you think there's, you got trading floors in Canada, bro, and all over the world, and people making millions and millions? It's not because, oh, they randomly guessed and they're just lucky guesses. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and there's no, bright side of poverty, right? If you need that money, obviously, start small and build. It's like any business, right? That's how I always put it. And like you said, man, like, quite literally, the banks are just taking your money. They are doing exactly what we're doing, investing it out. Maybe they're investing in other things, like maybe some real estate or something. You know what I mean? They're buying houses, they have their foreclosure, whatever they're doing, right? But they're giving you 0.01% back. While, you know what I mean?
Not even 1%, bro. You get a fraction, bro. It's 0.000258, bro. Like, it's disrespectful.
That is insane, dude. Like, imagine Imagine having, bro, you have $100,000. There's a way, even buying real estate or something. But you're like, nah, dude, it's in my savings, dude. Don't even worry about it, bro. I make $110 on it, a year, but it's safe. It's like, bro, actually, that's a depreciating asset almost, because that money, if you have cash sitting on hand, bro, inflation. Look at inflation, bro. That gallon of milk that was $3 when you stuck the $100K in is now $10,
Yeah.
right, or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, so now you're taking that out, bro. You're still screwed, bro. It's like you just lost. Technically, that $100K is now worth 70. And it's
Yeah.
like, but if you would have invested it into literally anything, maybe you would have lost 30K. Okay, let's think about the downside. Maybe you would have lost 30K and it would have went south. And okay, that's cool, whatever, man. Then maybe it's not meant for you, but guess what? There's always something out there that is. Maybe you would have made 500K off that 100K. You know what I mean? It's like you just don't know unless you try it. And I think
Exactly.
not enough people just really dive into it. And I look at a couple different things. One of my favorite movies, Dark Trade. I seen him say something in the chat about it. Wolf of Wall Street, man. That's not a legal way. That's not a very legal way, and that's a very fairy tale looking story, movie or whatnot about Wall Street and everything. But I look at that and see a guy that didn't have anything, and he made himself into everything, right? And just what the market can do. Surely all he did was scam people, penny stock scams, but it's still like.
So when it comes to the scam, not so much he scammed people, but he did exploit people's greed, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
at the end of the day, anyone can come up to you and call you and present you something. Now, once somebody presents you something, it is up to you to do your due diligence to make sure you're not going to be taken advantage of, right? So if somebody tells you something and you just go on it blindly, which most people in America or just in general in the world, they operate that way. Somebody tells them something and then they just go off of that. Like you always hear he say this, he say that. So like when people would tell me like, oh, trading's a gamble. And I'm like, have you personally done it? They're like, no, but I heard from da-da-da. I'm like, well, if you haven't really done it, then how can you really speak? Because everyone's experiences is different. I was like, people will always tell, for the most part, the people that, majority of people, they will tell you the story in a way that makes themselves look good versus, what it really is, right? So anytime someone says something like, okay, well, unless you're in the habit of actually like verifying and seeing it for yourself, which is something that I always tell people, regardless of the information and stuff that I give you, take it upon yourself. I encourage you, go seek it out, go confirm that what I'm telling you is legit, because you might be able to read and interpret it in a different way than what I'm presenting it to you, right? So doing stuff like that. But like people, they'll just hop on anything. And greed, I mean, if you are gonna sit here and just blindly follow something, then if you gotta be ready for whatever outcome happens, right? Whether good or positive. So when he was selling people these shit companies, these people were greedy. They're like, oh my god, like, yeah, I'm gonna get rich, and it's like let's look at things logically. I'm like, you're not gonna get rich off of one trade. I was like, you're not gonna get rich off of a couple of trades. Like, are there some underhanded stuff, that unethical things that have been done? Yes, but guess what? That's the world we live in. I mean, bro, we have politicians insider trading, right, making hundreds of millions of dollars. Meanwhile, if you or I were to ever do some insider trading, guess where we would be, bro? We would be wearing some nice, silver jewelry, in the back of a car heading to the slammer. Right. So right, or probably doing some federal time, bro. There's so much unfairness, and that's where it's like, you have to remove the emotional side out of things. Like, okay, oh, this sounds too good to be true. It could be too good to be true unless you actually do the homework. And this is where online services, services like Grubhub and Uber Eats, deliveries, all of that, like personal trainers. Like I used to be a personal trainer. Everything that I used to teach people, like how to train in the gym, yes, there's a certain way that you can attack the body to reach the desired goal of somebody, but anyone could literally take it upon themselves to read the books that I read, learn the same things that I did, incorporate it, and then be able to scalp their body to whatever. But as a personal trainer, I understood that people are lazy. They want to be spoon fed. So it was a great business, right? Personal training is a great business. everyone can go to the gym. It's like, yo, if you see somebody in the gym with the physique that you want, go up to them. Hey, what do you do? And whatever. Obviously, some people might be very standoffish, but in the age that we live in a technological age where all the information is out there for you. People don't want to do it. When it comes to when it comes to trading, there's a lot of information out there, but also there are some things that you do learn from experience that's not going to be in books. But because people are not willing to go through those, through that painful process of learning through experience and through actually learning the books, it's like, okay, they rather pay to have it, being presented to them.
Yeah.
So
and
there's
it does make it faster though too. It's,
yeah.
Just like trade, it's like saying, especially through trading, and that's one of the main things I would say if you're gonna do trial and error with trading and whatnot, and you really want to just learn on your own. Let's say like you're on YouTube Bots right now, maybe you don't want to buy Trade Cash subscription or something. You are going to take 10 times the amount, 10 times the length it would take you to learn than if you came here, go in the video library, grind it for a few weekends, and started paper trading hand over hand for like 6 months, watching live. You know what I mean? Like there's just more tools way available out there compared to if you learned on your own. And you're gonna just sit there and you're gonna buy and sell and not know exactly what you're doing. Maybe you'll find some YouTube videos that might do some shit, but it's gonna be overall a guy trying to low key not to sell a course, but nobody's like it's such a big skill to have. Why didn't financial advisors get teach so much too? You know what I mean? It's like certain things like that. And going back to even the Wolf of Wall Street thing, you're kind of right on that part that he didn't do anything wrong. And my big thing about that entire movie was this here. It's like I feel as if this right here, I feel as if God maybe tested every single person that came about Jordan Belfort, Stratton, Oakmont, thing. The first trade he always made with them was a blue chip winner. And they would win on the blue chip. And they would be like, yes, this is awesome. I just made money from the market, never done this before. And then he would hit them with the shit stock, the penny stock right afterwards. And that would be for obviously the wealthy millionaires or whatnot, the pump, obviously his commission was 50%. So when they're pumping hundreds of thousands of dollars, he's making 50% on all of it. So if they would just stop or just stuck with the blue chips, be like, no, I don't want to go to no penny stock. I'm not looking to get rich quick. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather take the safe route. You know what I mean? Like, if they would have just, settled down for a second. I'm not saying what he did was right, but that wasn't, I feel like for him, more or less illegal was obviously owning 80% of an IPO. Pretty open. It's pretty damn illegal.
Yeah.
That's pretty illegal. Not only that, Steve Mann IPO, obviously him and Steve Mann.
So is insider trading, but you don't see politicians in prison.
Hey, that's exactly right, dude. That's like JP owning puts, knowing he's about to tank the market, bro.
Bro,
like,
you want to talk about JP, bro? JP and a whole bunch of other feds, right? Okay, so this is where like a lot of things like on the ethical side and just on the whole legal side, JP along with the other Fed members, right, that decide what asset classes the government funds are invested in. They bought a ton of mortgage-backed securities and other securities and that the government was going to start buying. Mind you, during the pandemic, they were spending over $2 billion a month in purchasing asset classes. They made a hell of a return because they were buying it at the bottom. Right now, before the government started buying those asset classes, they had a meeting, whatever. They knew exactly what they were going to buy. The government was going to buy. Why? Because they were the ones choosing what to buy. So they got in before. Have you heard of front running?
I don't think I have.
All right. So let's say me as a streamer, right? I have 10,000, 20,000 followers worldwide, right? I'm gonna promote a penny stock tomorrow, right? So tomorrow when I send out my watch list and I set out an alert, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna trade, Yeah Buddy stocks, right? Yeah Buddy stocks is currently trading today. It's trading at, let's say, 4 cents. I load up 500,000, 2 million shares of Yeah Buddy stocks at 4 cents. Tomorrow I'm gonna pump it. Oh, as soon as Yeah Buddy stocks gets over 6 cents, I'm gonna buy, right? So it gets I send out the alert. Matt, all of my followers and their followers starts buying whatever. They bring it up to like 8 cents. I start unloading. That's what happened. I bought it before I notified it, right? So when I do that, that's called front running. So what the Fed members did is they got into the securities that the government, that they were, quote unquote, the government was going to purchase. They got in beforehand. So when the government started buying, right, bringing it brought the value up. Like that was brought into question. And Powell was like, oh well, we had gotten to it before. Well, it doesn't really matter because you're the person that knew what the government was going to buy into, so you got in first. Dude, they made a hell of a return, dude. Like, and then don't even get me started on Nancy Pelosi, her husband. Like, bruh.
Bro, they got you. Here's my thing with that, bro. Especially with front running, that was a big thing, and especially in the crypto world, that was so massive. When people would listen to those influencers, whatever, just every day, and so many of them went to jail. So many of them did go to prison for that and everything. And you're completely right, bro. If these feds are doing that, and they're, I mean, that just shows you, I mean, for one, how corrupt it is. Not just, you know, in our government, obviously in other governments as well, but it just goes to show that you really can't. So I feel like maybe JP will say what he needs to say. Obviously, to one, keep his job, but to two, make it work out in his favor. You know what I mean? Do you think this at all? Do you think he would ever be involved in any type of long or short position on the overall market for a Fed rate hike? Do you think he has been before?
100%. Probably like indirectly. I believe indirectly, yes. Not like on a direct basis where like, oh, I'm gonna go and do this, but on an indirect basis, I do believe that in one way, shape, or the other, they have. Which again, it's just like, it's not right because they're operating off of information that we don't know of, right? And by the time we get it, it's like, oh, they're already in. It's a very unfair advantage, but it's the reality that we're in. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. Like, it is what it is. I'm just, play my game, do what I can, and try to participate in an area of the market that I do have somewhat of a same level playing field. And mind you, for me going, I traded penny stocks, I traded listed stocks, I did options, I did very well in options. I just hate, the one thing that I hate about options is that institutions can get out before I can. That's my only issue with options. Other than that, bro, like, yo, I'd be hitting options left and right. Like, being able to analyze a chart, it doesn't matter if it's a stock, if it's a crypto, if it's treasuries, if it's bonds, like anything with a candlestick, bro, with like, whether it be candlestick or bar charts, like I can analyze it and find pivot points to buy and sell, right? So, but my biggest issue with options is the fact that institutions can get out before I can, and that to me, like, is severely not fair and whatever, and that's what turned me off about it and whatever. Because any one of us, if we go and we read up, okay, options, parameters of options, when can you buy and sell options? Right there in the textbook, it's going to tell you options can only be bought and sold between 9:30 a.m. Eastern and 3:59 p.m. Eastern. So if that's the case, how is it that at 5 in the morning, Apple had some issue with their guidance and it's selling off?
See, this is exactly one of my big issues with it. That you nailed it on the head, bro. They can sell whatever time they are. Like you were saying, even over the weekend, right? What is that, the dark pool?
The dark pool, yep.
They can even do it over the weekend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How is that fair, bro? It's like, oh, I have so-and-so amount of money I can buy and sell over the weekend. Like, bro, that should not ethically be a thing. Nothing wrong with options, right, during the market hours or whatever. If we're scalping plays, we're holding overnight and everything, it's okay, right? If you genuinely, I don't think it's ever been market manipulation to the point to where it's really been too crazy. We've definitely seen days where we can look at it and be like, yeah, there's something going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's also those times where I definitely don't agree with one thing. It's not okay at 9 a.m. like you said, 5 to 9. They can buy and sell however much they want. It's definitely not okay over the weekend when we can't even touch the market and we can sit there and just watch while they can trade it, bro. And it is just it's not right in my eyes. But what are we gonna do about the politicians, bro? It's like, how are you gonna tell these guys, what to do? It's like, brother, they got no offense to us, technically us retail traders, but they got like 20 million, almost billions of dollars more than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you can't really say anything to them. The whole government system is just one big. Somebody said in the chat, bro. Even the SEC, man, it's just one big scam, right? They just
Yeah,
want
it's one big club where
Yep.
there's preference preferential treatment
Yep.
based on who you know and your asset and your net worth, right?
Yep.
So again, we could sit here and we could be salty about it and cry about it,
Yeah,
or we
right.
could find ways to level the playing field and get our piece of
Yep.
the pie or our crumb and whatever. So for me, it's like I don't get too upset or bothered by what someone else is doing or certain avenues that they're exploiting because they have access to it and I don't. I just be like, all right, well, how can I get close to that? What can I do? All right, well, yo,
Yeah.
boom. Futures is where I found like I had the most playing field. Obviously, like there's still buys and sells, during that hour that's closed for regular people, over the weekend for average people, but it starts off at 6 p.m. and I don't mind because once 6 p.m. rolls around, I can trade it all the way till 5 p.m. So there's only 1 hour during the day that I can't trade it, which is fine. Versus me being up at 4 in the morning, bro, and watching my options just go down, down, and my profits just dwindle and dwindle, and I have to wait till 9:30, bro. Yo,
Dude,
it's just a horrible feeling, bro. It's a horrible
It
feeling.
is,
Like,
bro. Especially, and I know some of these traders in here definitely relate right now, man. It's like you're sitting there in an options play, bro. You wake up mad early just to check up on it and everything, and you're seeing it. And once again, nothing wrong with swing trading it. Nothing wrong with watching it, but you can't touch it while these big names, these big corporations can. And it's not, once again, like you said, can't be salty, you can't be mad about it. It's the way the world works. Hey, they run the market. Okay, word. So you take your piece of the pie, you take your piece of the puzzle, right? Obviously, you work with what you got, whether it be with futures, options, regular penny stock trading. Whether it's you're trading shares with blue chips instead of doing options because you have the capital available. You know what I mean? It's you just gotta play the way you can. And think about this. This might be one of the number one ways. Obviously, everyone here knows that the market is one of the number one ways that you can make a lot of money really fucking fast, bro. Like you can make a lot of money really fast. You can do the opposite. You can lose a lot really fast. But if you find your winning strategies, bro, you start murdering the market. No matter if JP, all right, JP, you know what, bro? JP and some feds, they're gonna do some really messed up stuff when it comes down to you said bonds and stuff, right?
yeah, bond
what,
treasuries.
Yeah.
You got treasury notes and all this other stuff. Yeah, there's
Right.
there's a ton of different things that that can be traded and stuff like
Right,
that.
just because, yeah, they might be able to get that leg up on you with some bonds, treasury notes, whatever it may be. Okay, cool. You know what? It is what it is. You do that. Okay, hey, maybe now the market closes on the weekend and they're doing the dark pool and they get to trade them. Okay, word, bro. Maybe I won't swing as much over the weekend then, knowing that it's kind of messed up. Hey, maybe even overnight now you can't sell your options. Okay, cool, bro. So maybe now you're an intraday trader or something. It's like just find whatever you want, be okay with what you want, but just know these things are out there. Be like, you can't be upset if over the weekend you can't obviously sell your contracts and you're seeing it depreciate like a lot. You can't be upset almost due to the fact that maybe if you thought something was going to happen and it didn't happen, that's the only time you could be upset. But you have to know that these things happen. That the market is twisted just like the rest of the world. The rest of the world is twisted. We all know. We don't gotta go too deep, but we all know the rest of the world is a very twisted spot in certain areas with politicians. But the market's no different.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, bro. It's a twisted spot in certain areas. Just don't go to the twisted areas, man.
Yep. Just play your game, man. Focus on you. Focus on what you can do. We can't sit here and cry about, oh, what they're doing this. Yeah, it's unfair, but guess what? Life is not fair, man. We just gotta,
right, bro?
roll with what we can.
Yeah, bro. The world was fair to be a utopia up in here, bro. All right, we all one world order, world peace, but look at this now. All right, I wouldn't exactly say that. I wouldn't say it's a utopia, it's dystopia. But nah, bro. I mean, yeah, dude. So I mean, that's honestly, that's a very fair factor. It's 11:16. I know that come 2 p.m., bro. So what is the thoughts? One last rundown of it. What's the thoughts?
For me, thoughts on 2 p.m. I mean, given that we ran, so we ran the highs, we're pulling back. I think we go higher.
Yeah.
I think we go higher at 2 p.m. It's going to be a matter, are we going to pull back down to On Nasdaq specifically, are we gonna pull down to 15,300, or are we gonna take out yesterday's lows and then flip? But overall, I'm expecting a move over 15,500 for NQ today.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, I think if he comes out and we get what we expect, which is either going to be some type of 0.25 basis points, I don't think we're going to stop the hikes. I really don't just yet. Obviously, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Come June, maybe we're going to slow it down a little bit. But as of right now, I mean, we might get a little bit of a pump and maybe back to a pump like the normal. How it'll happen? He'll start speaking. We'll start pumping up, or maybe the opposite, we'll start selling off, and then we'll get that reversal. And then that's where I'm probably gonna, look to catch it and nail it. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Someone said in here, everything in life now is a lease to own by someone else, and that's kind of true, man. Everything you got, lease to own it by someone else. Unless you already own your house or whatever, man. You got a mortgage right now. Okay, that's cool. You got a car loan, bro. There it is. There's that. Okay, now you got something going on there. Let's say you know what? You wanted even my Invisalign, bro. You wanted some Invisalign? That's crazy. Unless you're paying it off like that exact day. Hey, there you go. You know what happens if they don't pay it? I don't know. I mean, I've made payments. I assume they, try and take it out of my mouth or something, bro. It affects my credit or something, bro. But like, it's just everything these days. Everything has always been, what's the word I'm looking for? Not commercial. Everything has always been commerce. It's always been some sort of commerce, like commerce. Right? Everything's for sale, bro. Everything in life, bro. Even and I was saying this to Caesar earlier, it's one of those situations to where you can literally trade anything on the market. Anything is for sale. You trade soybeans, bro. You can probably trade bananas. There's probably a banana company out there you can trade. Probably, we have our phone companies. We have the chip literally now is available in our phones, and everything now available. It's insane, bro. So like I'm very glad. I'm so glad that I get to obviously be here with all of you guys trading and just learning a lot about it, bro. Because it's crazy. It is insane. Caesar with the free sauce 24/7 helped me out. Understand it a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, as far as like to the house thing, even when you pay off your mortgage, you still don't own your house you still don't own your house, because you still have to pay taxes. And the day that you choose not to pay taxes, they can come and take your house. Or have you ever heard of eminent domain?
Oh, that's so. Oh man. So I used to do a lot of wholesaling. That seems very familiar.
Yeah, so eminent domain. So let's say the government wants to build an interstate, and your house is standing in the way of that. They're going to pay you market value for your house, and it's like you gotta go. So even so in situations like that, you're really not the owner of your house like you think. So everything here in America is like what your viewer said. Everything is, to some degree, it's leased and borrowed, right? Because even your car, you pay off your car completely, but guess what? You don't pay taxes on it. It can be taken away. Your house, you don't pay the taxes on your house. They can come in and swoop and take it away. If your house is in an area where they need it for a government project or whatever, boom, they hit you with eminent domain, hit you with market value. Now go find yourself another house.
Yeah, straight up. It's a so you think your house is priced at 400,000. Well, we're thinking 200,000, and you're taking it one way or another. We're gonna mull over your property for it. So take the money or not, man. That is crazy, dude. That is so true, though. Like, even land for like farmland, bro. I remember back in the day. I remember hearing about that was a big thing too. You had big corporate companies buying up all the farmland and everything, man, because they would just buy out the farmers. Buy out the farmers, and next thing you know, they're producing like so many tobacco fields for obviously cigarettes and stuff that you got like lack of certain I guess you'd say in like these other countries, third world countries and whatnot, lack of certain things. What's the way to think of it? I guess it would be like fruits and vegetables and stuff. You know what I mean? You got lack of like corn or something, bro, because now it's a tobacco field. You got lack of your apples. You like apples, or you're not having them in this country. You know what I mean? It's like go somewhere else, buddy. It's like, so everything is definitely a commerce. Everything you can buy and sell. even when it sucked to say, hates to say, everything was in commerce so much that even if you later back in, very, very old days, back early 1900s, bro, you weren't able to, the normal person wasn't able to buy, what was the rich man's things. That is nowadays the poor man's things, I guess you'd say. So it's kind of hard. I don't know, man. The world is a weird place. But we got a lot of, what is this? Do you own your house though? You're leasing the land from the government, paying property taxes for life. You got me there. That is true. Yep, that's exactly what Caesar said. Yep. Yep. So Torn Trader saying the world is a vampire. Hey, all I gotta say is, listen, we've never seen the inside of the earth. Want to get deep? Let's go deep. Kidding, guys. Yeah, bro. But there's a lot, man. There's a lot. So definitely check out a couple different. If you guys want to look at, you guys are free one weekend. You guys have some time. I would 100% recommend checking out a couple different movies. One movie I would recommend checking out, obviously, The Wolf of Wall Street. I think it's a great movie telling you about the insider trading. Obviously, it gets a little fugazi, all right, about the world of Wall Street. You got The Big Short, tells you about how 2008 housing crisis, how they played that. The big men played that. The hedge funds, all the owners, CEOs, or whatnot played that. You got another one called Margin Call. I personally want to.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Margin Call.
Margin Call.
You can explain that one a little bit. I gotta check it out. I know it's a good one.
Margin Call's a good one. The Big Short is a good one. The Big Short just shows you how, banks, the trash assets that they purchased or invested in, they passed it on to their customers. So their customers took the bigger loss versus them, which is, again, a highly unfair, unethical, but it's legal. Wolf of Wall Street is really good because it talks about penny stocks, and it just gives you, a bird's eye view of greed and how greed can be exploited. Then you have the margin call, which comes into, in reference, like when you're trading, like what we're doing right now, trading futures, right? We're trading on a margin account, right? Because the actual value to trade these commodities and the indices are actually 100 times more than what we're being charged in margin. So that breaks down, that back end of the market. There's another one. What's another one?
Someone just said right now that they're coming out of the movie for the GME for GameStop, which I think that's gonna be super cool.
Oh, for the memes.
Yeah, the meme stock, bro. GME, AMC. People that are still holding those, man. Oh, baby.
Back holding, huh?
Dumb
Bro.
money. Oh, it's gonna be called Dumb Money. There you go. That'll be sick. I'm definitely gonna check that one out. Yeah, I know there's a bunch more I personally watched. I know that, what is it? Man, there was another one, man. I definitely watched. It was there's so many out there. I even have a list. I have to go over because I do want to check out a bunch of these movies just so I can be a little bit more informed. Because The Big Short. So what, for me anyways, The Big Short really helped me understand was what the AAA rated bonds were really about. What AAA rated, AA rated, what B plus bonds, and if you guys, it'll grasp your understanding on what really happened during it, you know what I mean, and what really happened during the whole, the crisis, right? So what really made it come about is just no one was paying the mortgage, bro. Nobody was paying the mortgage. Nobody was really into it. And these guys, all they did was look at the bonds, look at the mortgages, see that nobody's paying it. So they went, okay, well, that's not good. And sometime soon, that's going to catch up with us. Boom, baby. And, catch up with us if indeed. Some of you guys even remember that, man. Some of you guys definitely remember that. I personally was like 4 years old when that happened. So, I don't know if Caesar, you remember that at all.
Which what?
The 2008 housing crisis.
Oh yeah, I'm 36. I remember it.
Okay.
I remember it. So
I don't know if you did or not. I know you were like 20, bro.
nah, I remember it, man. I was yeah, it was, bro. It was a crazy time, dude, and it was sad, like what happened to the people and stuff like that. But it's like, it's people not paying attention to where their money goes, what their money's in. It's like you're literally trusting a complete stranger that doesn't really have your best interest at heart manage and maneuver your money around. And it's just like, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's like, like I used to feed into that whole narrative, like, oh yeah, money can't buy happiness. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, bro. Bro, like that's bullshit. Like that. No disrespect to anyone, but in my opinion, people that say that are people that are just not quite ready to go after what they want, or if they use it as an excuse to stay at whatever level they're at. But it's like money solves a lot of problems. Money makes the world go round. If you for example, if you get into a DUI, and let's say you're someone that has the means to donate to the police and fire department in your community, when that cop pulls you over, you're going to get a warning and they're going to let you about your business. If you have a child and your child does some dumb stuff at school or whatever, but hey, you have money and you've made donations to the school or whatever, your child is going to get off without even a slap on the wrist, right?
There's a lot, man. There's a ton that goes into it. Money makes the world go round and everything.
100%.
And one thing I've thought about a lot. People are like, oh, well, if you're crying in a Rari, like people are like, oh, I'd rather cry in a Rari than a Honda. It's like, oh, but then if you're crying in a Rari, that's personal problems, and if you're crying in a Honda, that could be like financial. It's like, bro, to be honest, there's so many relationships that end like. I feel like, and this now don't quote me on this, but this is how I've seen it. I've heard a couple things about it. A lot of relationships end on one of two things. One, obviously adultery, cheating, that does happen. Obviously marriages end on that. Two, financial problems, right? It's financial problems come up, you have kids, burdens or things, you guys just can't take it. It's like, screw this, bro. I'm out.
Yep.
It's like bada bing, bada boom. And another thing that comes up, it's like you just live I'd say almost a better sense of life. You get a better understanding for life when you were born with money, maybe you don't appreciate it as much, but the thing is that if you don't appreciate it as much, it's still the fact that, okay, your parents maybe are the ones that made it, and they will make you appreciate it, right? It's like if they're really good parents, they'll make you appreciate it, and they'll make you know that what you had, you're blessed to have. But if you come from nothing and you go to having money, or you can come from a little bit, even like middle-aged family, like middle-class family, you know what I mean? And go to everything, it's like, bro, like you're feeling every day of waking up, like being a man, everything, dude. I feel like you almost will live it. You're stress-free. You're living a better life. You now can focus on your health. You now can focus on your spiritual growth. You now focus on your friends, your family, your relationships, tying it all together. You're not stuck in the office shop for 60 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, money doesn't buy happiness, but money. I don't even know if that's really true. I mean, money will buy you things.
Bro, exactly. So here's the thing. Money does buy happiness, right?
Yep.
If you're a person that likes to travel, you need money to do that. That brings joy to me. Like being able to travel and experience different things, that brings joy to me. Being able to donate, that brings joy to me as well. It also brings joy to other people. So money does buy happiness. And no matter what stage in life you are, with money or without money, there's always going to be some kind of level of stress. Like there is a stress of having money, and then constantly having handouts being asked and so forth.
Yeah.
Which that week can become stressful, because like, damn, you worked really hard to do this, and then everyone is expecting a handout. Or some people, they have that whole remorse feeling where they feel bad because they're making this amount of money and someone else isn't. But it's like, we all have the same 24 hours in a day to seek out ways to better our lives. If someone is not willing to forego Netflixing and chilling, or going out clubbing on the weekend and getting shit-faced, and they're willing to make that sacrifice to pursue an avenue that can give them more freedom and more fulfillment in life, or even just more money so they can do whatever. If you're someone that likes material things and you want to buy the top of the line stuff, well, you need money for that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
not spending money on foolish things to be able to get to that point is a choice.
Yeah, man.
I do understand that there are certain circumstances in life that are beyond our control, but at the end of the day, we all have the same 24 hours. We can all problem solve our situation and try to figure something out. Like I was having a conversation yesterday about this, where it's like, it was off of something that I saw that Tyler Perry said, where the dude used to be homeless, right? He started doing stuff, whatever. His first year he made like $130,000. he gave it all out to family and people. The following year, he made 1.2 million or 1.5 million. He gave it all to family and stuff like that, helping family or whatever. He went at the end of the year, he didn't even have money left to pay taxes. And then it got to a point where he realized that you cannot sit here and help people at the expense of you. You cannot sit here and lift someone and bring someone to an altitude that they are not yet ready conditioned to be in, right? Have you ever gone skiing or anything like that?
Yeah, snowboarding a lot.
All right, so snowboarding, right? So I've gone snowboarding in Maine, and then a couple years ago I went to snowboarding in Colorado. In Colorado, bro, when like we were snowboarding at 13,000 feet above sea level, right? But due to the fact that we've like we're all pretty much like athletic, we train hard, so our bodies was had been conditioned to deal with that type of stress. Because I mean, when you go to the gym and you're lifting weights, you're putting your body under stress, right?
Yeah.
So so going back to it, it's like a lot of people are not quite ready for certain stages, but we all have the same amount of time in a day to do something about it if we don't like it. A lot of times people complain about like, oh, my life is this, my life is that. Well, what are you doing to change that? If you're not doing anything to change your life or better your life, then you're actively choosing to be in this state. Change it. And most people, they don't want to admit that hard truth where it's like you are where you are because yes, life conditions, but also you're not taking any steps. You're not being proactive to fix that.
Yup. That is, yeah. If you're not taking every single day, and I don't relate too much to the good old Andrew Tate or anything, but yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say is when he said that his understanding of money is how is somebody's car worth my 2-year salary, right? It's in the fact that you have to take those steps to really dive deep and understand everything about why do we make money? What's the whole point? What's the central banking system, the federal government? What is all this situation? How can I get some of it? Is the big thing. Like you said, bro, everyone has the same 24-hour period. I don't care if you're in a third world country right now. I don't care if you're in Monaco, where it costs $500,000 to even stay. You know what I mean? And be a resident. It's like it's like the situation of everyone has, like you said, 24 hours. Joe Biden wakes up and has 24 hours, right? And whatever, the poorest person in the world has the same thing. But if we all have access. Everyone in this chat right now has access to the internet, has access to a computer. Is on TradeCaster right now for the same reason, to make money, to get some, right? And us, all of us, not even just streamers, making the money and everything, are already starting to better our life, right? In some way or another. Just being here, and I'm not even saying that just like promote TradeCaster or anything. I'm just saying genuinely, like you're making the right steps. Like you want to be mentored, you want to learn, you want to help yourself out in any way, shape, or form. And when a year or two, or even a couple months or whatever, when everyone's eating, the market's doing things that it hasn't done in years, right? When we've been in some rough seas recently. A smooth sea never raised a skilled sailor, and we've been through some rough seas recently, man. Over the summer, the market was kind of beat. It's kind of dead, obviously, as it always is. Worst trading months of the year. Coming into it now, though, we're coming back and into it. I mean, the ones that have been here throughout the summer, even if you're just joining us or whatever, and just joining TradeCaster and just starting a trade or whatnot, these next few months will be the easier months, I feel as if, coming up. And this is where maybe you'll reap the benefit of the reward of maybe not going to that party that night, maybe not drinking that day, maybe not, so whatever you want to make of your life, whatever you want to present and press it into, you have that 24-hour period. So you do whatever it is you want, buddy. But just know, over here, man, we're going to the top, baby. We're going to the top. And there ain't no stopping, bro. Even at the top. All right, we're taking this world for a ride, man. All of us, man, everyone here. And I genuinely feel like we're getting on to something, man. All of us, especially because we're coming into easier months, guys. I don't know about you. 2 p.m. today. After 2 p.m. tomorrow, I think the market will start to open up a little bit more. I don't know how you feel about that, Caesar.
What is it?
Start to open up. Do you think the market's gonna start to pick up some pace a little bit? It's pretty dead right now. We're just in that natural shift to the downside, but yeah.
Yeah, right now it's just it's a pullback. Once 2 o'clock, well, once we get close to 2 o'clock, we might have like a little deeper pullback, and then once Powell comes out, we gonna see that spike. So just
Yeah, buddy.
waiting for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, come tomorrow, man. I feel like we're gonna pick up some more volume, man. Coming into the September, towards the end of September months. Not even just that, but then towards October, man. Bro, people are gonna start bundling up in their houses. I'm telling you, people are gonna start bundling up in their houses. They're gonna be like, all right, well, I guess I'll start trading. Maybe my next vacation will be during Christmas time. Other than that, though, we're gonna have everyone backing in here. And I think you're right, bro. I don't know if COVID round 2, I don't know how you feel about that, but my big thing is, the good old cough, baby. If that were to ever come back around, quarantine starts to hit again or something, bro, I feel like the market's gonna pick up that same steam, bro. And
It probably will. I mean, initially we'd see a short-term retracement, and then if the Feds, if you go on lockdown where they start, printing money again, then yeah, we're gonna end up seeing a nice rally in the market. So
yeah, that is so crazy too, bro. I'm not get on the topic or anything, but now that the US dollar is really backed by nothing, bro, oh my goodness, dude, it is just insane what they've been doing recently. The amount of money they just been printing out of thin air with nothing backing it up. There's nothing backing it. It has no utility. It's like buying a 48 Yacht Club NFT, and oh yeah, by the way, there's no utility, bro. It's like you're buying a picture of that monkey with no utility. So how is it holding up? Just because everyone believes it.
Yeah.
Right. How is that picture of a monkey $100,000? Because everyone believes it's $100,000.
Yep.
Exactly. Nobody believed it was 100K. Same thing with the US dollar. If everyone looks at a dollar and is saying, okay, bro, this means nothing. It's like nobody's using it anymore. Everyone switched over to gold again, or silver, or Bitcoin, or whatever it would be. You know what I mean? It's like it would be rats, bro.
And that is why a lot of countries are de-dollarizing their reserves, because the U.S. continues to print money, and every time they print money, it lowers their buying power, which is why it's very important if you are someone that's making profits. I mean, even if you have some money to spend, to invest in the market, highly recommend actually owning physical gold and physical silver. You cannot go wrong with that. Trust me when I tell you, in the next 5 to 10 years, you're gonna be happy that you did.
Yep. Another thing I personally recommend is while it's still around, and while you can, we even have Deck making a lot of money off it himself. You got short-term real estate. Not only that, you have real estate. You don't need the traditional buy a 1-unit house, a one-door living property and just rent that out. Boom. Okay, you're making like a solid like $400 to $500 a month off it. That's cool. You now have opportunities all around the real estate world where you can take these profits from trading, these crazy profits. Maybe buy an apartment unit, right? If you're a first-time home buyer, man, you can do an FHA loan, put 3.5% down on the property, right? That's all you need, and now you're printing. You're straight cash flow, man. We're talking like $3,500 a month. We're talking like $2,000 a month straight cash flow, and then you can go on, take that money, pay off that property as fast as you can, right? And even if you don't want to pay the property off, maybe get another property, take those profits, use that for the next mortgage, and just keep building. Now you went from being just a stock trader with no portfolio in the market to now you have a wide portfolio of just not even just stocks. Maybe you own some Bitcoin here. Maybe now you own some real estate over there, man. Maybe now you have a crap ton of gold and silver saved up, man. Now you and you're set. All because you took that first initial leap. So that I definitely recommend everyone in here for first-time home buyers or whatever to look into FHA loans. If you don't want to put forth a super amount of capital, and you can do an FHA loan and then on a certain property and then rent it out to Airbnb too as well. You can also do that. I mean, Deck said what is he making, man? Like $50K a month or something?
Yeah.
So crazy,
I mean, but that's a nice ass house, bro. I mean, where you got it's for sure. And most people don't. Well, something that just to add on to that is that as traders, especially if you're trading from an individual account, there's not many write-offs you can get, but but if you were to purchase a property and you rented it out or whatever, you could do what's called a cost segregation, where you can write off everything in that property against your personal income, thus lowering your taxable income. So there's so many interesting ways to structure things or different things that you can do to not one lower your taxes, but two to make sure that you either operate as a business and you're getting the most bang for your buck, and stuff like that. Like me, like I get super excited when I come across like different ways to maneuver capital to save on taxes, because at the end of the day it's like if Jeff Bezos and Trump and Amazon can pay little to zero taxes on their money, why shouldn't I, right? So stuff like that like is really really exciting to me. I mean, just this year again, I got back into the real estate. I picked up a villa in Puerto Rico. It's currently under renovations, but probably before the end of the year, it'll be ready to rent. And now what was spent, like literally everything from top to bottom that was spent on this property, I'll be able to deduct that from my income. So a lot of money. I don't know. Money is just exciting and interesting to me. It's like any of you guys ever play Monopoly? It's like whoever played Monopoly. Like I'm a very competitive person, bro. So like Monopoly, bro. Like I used to, bro. What?
Guy, bro. If it's boardwalk, bro, he's buying it up.
Nah, yo, bro. Honestly, yo, for the most part, bro, like I would actually trade off a boardwalk and Park Place for either the pink and the orange side or the yellow and the red, because you have a way wider real estate, right? Versus like the chances of you landing on boardwalk, let's say, it might be 2 times out of 10, right? Versus you landing somewhere between the yellow and red, like you're gonna land on that like at least 5, 6, 7 times out of 10. So I would always trade off boardwalk and parkways for for either like Illinois or Marv Garden or like one of those areas right there. Like I owned it a whole strip, like, so that's just a better way of.
So there you guys go, ladies and gentlemen. You guys want to play Monopoly? You hear what I'm saying here, man? Get them railroads. They're pretty good.
Those are good too.
Get the water, baby.
Yep, those add up. Those add up, bro.
So, no, because I mean that's you can obviously make a quote for life for that, but at the same rate, it's a I don't know. Real estate is just one of those things that no matter what happens, I mean, obviously the home value can always go down and depreciate, which okay, that always sucks or whatever. It's when you initially want to go sell the property. But no matter what, you're still making that killing. You're still making that money. Let's say your mortgage is set at like 1,000, right? Your mortgage on that property is 1,000. Your mortgage is 2,000. You're renting it out for 3,000 to 4,000, or your lease term is 12 months, and you're leasing it out for 4,000, 3,000, however much it would be, wherever the property is, right? That is stuck for 12 months, no matter what. No matter if the market changes in the area, they are bound to that lease for 12 months, right? At that given price. So it's a very good way and a very easy, not